Welcome to the Instant Shakespeare Company. Today we're doing a Zoom reading of the Tamer Tamed by John Fletcher. And I'm Paul Sugarman, the founder of Instant Shakespeare, and over to David Cedar, who's the playmaster for this.
All right, this piece is a sequel to the Taming of the Shrew. It's the Woman's Prize is the title I have on it, or the Tamer Tamed, the edition I happen to have. It's very odd in certain ways, I have to admit. It is set in London. That's specifically specified by the playwright, but the names, the ones that are from Shrew, are retained as Italian names, and most of the names in the play are either Italian or Greek, despite the fact that this thing is set in London. And you will also notice, probably as we go along, there are certain resemblances to Aristophanes' play Lysistrata. I mean, not direct references, but a situation that is very reminiscent of that play. And with that in mind, I think we should just get started with it. So if there are any questions, otherwise let's do it. We'll take a break after Act 3.
David, do you want the stage directions read, or are you gonna, or should we just?
I don't think. Well, if they're necessary, I'll read them, but I don't think so. Except the characters at this point are entering, having just been to a wedding. God give them joy.
Amen.
Amen, say I too. The proof's now of the pudding. Alas, poor wench, through what a mine of patience must thou work, ere thou know'st good hour more.
'Tis too true. Certain, methinks her father has dealt harshly with her, exceeding harshly, and not like a father, to match her to this dragon. I protest, I pity the poor gentlewoman.
Methinks now he's not so terrible as people think him.
This old thief flatters out of mere devotion to please the father for his second daughter.
But shall he have her?
Yes, when I have Rome, and yet the father's for him.
I'll assure you, I hold him a good man.
Yes, sure a wealthy, but whether a good woman's man is doubtful.
Would 'twere no worse.
What though his other wife, out of her most abundant soberness, out of her most abundant soberness, out of her daily hue and cries upon her, he was a rebel, turned his temper, and forced him to blow as high as she. Dost follow he must retain that long since married tempest to this soft maid?
I fear it.
So do I too. And so far that if God had made me woman, and his wife that must be.
No, what would you do, sir?
I would learn to eat coals with an angry cat and spit fire at him. I would, to prevent him, do all the ramping, roaring tricks a whore, being drunk and tumbling ripe, would tremble at. There's no safety else, nor moral wisdom to be a wife and his.
So I should think too.
Forget the bare remembrance of his first wife. I tell ye on my knowledge, and the truth too, will make him start in his sleep, and very often cry out for cudgels, cowl staves, anything, hiding his breeches out of fear her ghost should walk and wear him yet. Since his first marriage, he is no more the still Petruchio than I am Babylon.
He's a good fellow, and on my word, I love him. But to think a fit match for this tender soul.
His very frown, if she but say her prayers louder than men talk treason, makes him tinder. The motion of a dial when he's testy is the same trouble to him as a waterwork. She must do nothing of herself, not eat, drink, say, sir, how do ye? Make her ready, unready, unless he bid her.
He will bury her £10 to 20 shillings within these 3 weeks.
I'll be your half.
Probably me. Have to find it.
Sorry, folks. Got a glitch.
He loves her most extremely, and so long 'twill be her honeymoon. Now, Jaques, you are a busy man, I'm sure.
Yes, certain. This old sport must have eggs.
Not yet these 10 days.
Sweet gentleman with muscadel.
That's right, sir.
This fellow broods his master. Speed ye, Jaques.
We shall be for you presently.
Your worships shall have it rich and neat, and oh, my conscience, as welcome as Our Lady Day. Oh, my old sir, when shall we see your worship run at ring? That hour of standing were worth money.
So, sir,
Upon my little honesty, your mistress, if I have any speculation, must think this single thrumming of a fiddle without a bow but even poor sport.
you're married.
Oh, would I were wise too. So, God bless your worship.
The fellow tells you true.
When is the day, man? Come, you'll steal a marriage.
Nay, believe me, when her father pleases, I am ready, and all my friends shall know it.
Why not now? One charge had served for both.
There's reason in it.
Called Roland?
Will you walk? They'll think we are lost. Come, gentlemen.
You have whipped him now.
So will he never the wench, I hope.
I wish it.
Now, Livia, if you'll go away tonight, if your affections be not made of words.
I love you, and you know how dearly, Roland. Is there none near us? My affections ever have been your servants. With what superstition have I ever sainted you?
Why, then take this way.
Will be a childish and less preposterous course than his that knows not care. Why should we do our heavy love such wrong to overrun our fortunes?
Then you flatter.
Alas, you know I cannot.
What hopes left else but flying to enjoy ye?
None so far. For let it be admitted, we have time and all things now and other expectations. My father's bent against us. What but ruin can such a byway bring us? If your fears would let you look with my eyes, I would show you, and certain how our staying here would win us. Of course, though somewhat longer, yet far surer.
And then Moroso has ye.
No such matter. For hold this certain, begging, stealing, whoring, stealing, which sin unpardonable, of counterfeit cods, or musty English chorus, switches or stones, for the toothache sooner finds me than John Fox or Morrison.
But his money, if wealth may win you, may win you.
A hog may be high priest among the Jews, his money, Roland. O love, forgive me. What faith hast thou? Why can his money kiss me?
Yes.
Behind, laid out upon a petticoat, or grasp me while I cry, oh good, thank you. O my troth, thou madst me marry with thy fear, or lie with me, as you may do. Alas, what fools you men are! His moldy money? Half a dozen riders that cannot sit but stamped fast to their saddles? No, Roland, no man should make use of me. My beauty was born free, and free I'll give it to him that loves, not buys me. You yet doubt me?
I cannot say I doubt ye.
Go thy ways. Thou art the prettiest pulling piece of passion. Faith, I will not fail thee.
I had rather go away tonight.
Believe me, I do not carry it, for both are goods.
But,
What but?
I would tell you.
I know. All you can tell me, all's but this. You would have me and lie with me. Is it not so?
Yes.
Why, you shall. Uh, will that content you? Go.
I'm very loath to go.
Now, O my conscience, thou art an honest fellow. Here's my sister. Go, prithee, go, this kiss and credit me. Ere I am 3 nights older, I am thee. You shall hear what I do. Farewell.
Farewell.
Alas, poor fool, how it looks. But it would hang itself should I but cross it. For pure love to the matter, I must hatch it.
They never look for merry hour, Maria, if you now make it not. Let not your blushes, your modesty, and tenderness of spirit make your continual anvil to his anger. Believe me, since his first wife set him going, nothing can bind his rage. Take your own counsel. You shall not say that I persuaded you, but if you suffer him,
Hey, shall I do it?
have you a stomach to it?
I never showed it.
'Twill show the rarer and the stronger in you, but do not say I urged you.
I am perfect, like courteous to redeem my country. I have leaped into this gulf of marriage, and I'll do it. Farewell all poorer thoughts, but spite and anger, till I have wrought a miracle. Now, cousin, I am no more the gentle tame Maria, mistake me not. I have a new soul in me, made of a north wind, nothing but a tempest. And like a tempest shall it make all ruins, till I have run my will out.
This is brave now, if you continue it, but your own will lead you.
Adieu, all tenderness. I dare continue. Maids that are made of fears and modest blushes view me and love example.
Here is your sister.
Here is the brave old man's love.
Loves the young man.
Aye, and hold you there, wench. What a grief of heart is't when Paphos rebels should uprouse old night to sweat against a cork, to lie and tell the clock of the lungs to rise sport-starved.
Dear sister, where have you been? You talk thus.
At church, wench, where I am tied to talk thus. I am now a wife.
It seems so, and immodest.
You are an ass. When thou art married once, thy modesty will never buy thee pins.
Bless me.
From what?
From such a tame fool as our cousin Livia.
You are not mad.
Yes, wench, and so must you be, or none of our acquaintance mark me, Livia, or indeed fit for our sex. 'Tis bedtime. Pardon me, yellow hymen, that I mean thine offerings to protract, or to keep fasting, my valiant bridegroom.
Whether will this woman,
You may perceive her end.
or rather fear it?
Dare you be partner it?
Leave it, Marie. I fear I have marked too much. For goodness, leave it. Divest you with obedient hands to bed.
To bed. No, Livia. There are comets hang prodigious over that yet. There's a fellow must yet, before I know that heat, ne'er start, wench, be made a man, for yet he is a monster. Here must his head be, Livia.
Never hope it. 'Tis as easy with a stave to scope the ocean as to tame Petruchio.
Stay. Luciana, hear me. Never unlock the treasure of my womb for human fruit to make it capable, nor never with thy secret hand make brief a mother's labor to me, if I do give way unto my married husband's will, or be a wife in anything but hopes, till I have made him easy as a child and tame as fear. He shall not win a smile or a pleased look from this austerity, though it would pull another jointure from him and make him every day another man. And when I kiss him, till I have my will, may I be barren of delights, and know only what pleasures are in dreams and guesses.
Strange exorcism.
All the several wrongs done by imperious husbands to their wives these 1,000 years and upwards strengthen thee. Thou hast a brave cause.
And I'll do it bravely, or may I knit my life out ever after.
In what part of the world got she this spirit? Yet pray, Mara, look before you truly the obedience of a wife, which you will find a heavy impulsion, which yet I cannot think your own. It shows so distant from your sweetness.
'Tis, I swear.
Weigh but the person and the hopes you have to work this desperate cure.
A weaker subject would shame the end I aim at, disobedience. You talk too tamely. By the faith I have in mine own noble will, that childish woman that lives a prisoner to her husband's pleasure has lost her making and become a beast, created for his use, not fellowship.
His first wife said as much.
She was a fool and took a scurvy course. Let her be named mongst those that wish for things but dare not do 'em. I have a new dance for him.
Are you of this faith?
Yes, truly, and will die in it.
Why then, let's all wear breeches.
Now, thou comest near the nature of a woman. Hang these tame-hearted asses, that sooner see the lure out and hear their husbands holler, but cry like kites upon 'em. The free haggard, which is that woman that hath wing and knows it, spirit and plume, will make 100 checks to show her freedom, sail in every air, and look out every pleasure, not regarding lure nor quarry, till her pitch command what she desires, making her foundred keeper be glad to fling out trains and golden ones to take her down again.
You are learned, sister, yet I say, still take heed.
A witty saying. I'll tell thee, Livia, had this fellow tired as many wives as horses under him with spurring of their patience, he had got a patent with an office to reclaim us confirmed by Parliament. He had all the malice and subtlety of devils, or of us, or anything that's worse than both.
Hey, hey, boys, this is excellent.
Or could he cast his wives new like bells to make 'em sound to his will? Or had he the fearful name of the first breaker of wild women? Yet I would undertake this man, thus single and spite of all the freedom he hath reached to turn him and bend him as I list, and mold him into a babe again, that aged women wanting both teeth and spleen may master him.
Thou wilt be chronicled.
That's all I aim at.
I must confess, I do with all my heart. I hate an imperious husband, and in time might be so wrought upon.
To make him cuckold.
If he deserve it.
Then I'll leave ye ladies.
Thou hast not so much noble anger in thee.
Go sleep. Go sleep. What we intend to do lies not for such starved souls as thou hast, Livia.
Good night. The bridegroom will be with you presently.
That's more than you know.
If ye work upon him as you have promised, ye may give example, which no doubt will be followed.
So.
Good night. We'll trouble you no further.
If you intend no good, pray, do no harm.
None, but pray for you.
Cheer, wench.
Now, Bianca, my wits we have, let's wind 'em to the heights. The rest is up, wench, and I pull for that will make me ever famous. They that lay foundations are half builders, all men say.
My master, forsooth.
Oh, how does thy master? Prithee, commend me to him.
How's it? My master stays, forsooth.
Why let him stay? Who hinders him, forsooth?
The revel's ended now to visit you.
I am not sick.
I mean, to see his chamber, forsooth.
Am I his groom? Where lay he last night, forsooth?
In the low-matted parlor.
Well, there lies his way by the long gallery.
I mean, your chamber. A very merry mistress.
'Tis a good sign I am sound-hearted, Jaques. But if you'll know where I lie, follow me. And what thou seest, deliver to thy master.
Do gentle, Jacques.
Is the wind in that door? Oh, by Our Lady, we shall have foul weather then. I do not like the shuffling of these women. They are mad beasts when they knock their heads together. I have observed them all this day, their whispers, one another's ear, their signs and pitches and breaking often into violent laughters, as if the end they purposed were their own. Call you this wedding? Oh, sure. This is knavery, a very trick. And dainty knavery, marvelous finely carried, that's the comfort. What would these women do in ways of honor that are such masters this way? Well, my sir has been as good at finding out these toys as any living. If he lose it now, at his own peril be it. I must follow.
Well, you that are married, gentlemen, home at ye for a round wager now.
Of this night's stage?
Yes.
I'm your first man. A pair of gloves of 20 shillings.
Done. Who takes me up next?
Well, lusty Lawrence, were but my knight now, old as I am, I would make you step on spurs, but I would teach you and bring you to your trot, too. I would, gallants.
Well said, Goodwill. But where's the staff, boy, huh? Old Father Time, your hourglass is empty.
A good tough train would break thee all to pieces. Thou hast not breath enough to say thy prayers.
See how these boys despise us. Will you to bed, son? This pride will have a fall.
Upon your daughter. But I shall rise again, if there be truth in eggs and buttered parsnips.
Will you to bed, son? Leave talking. Tomorrow morning we shall have you look for all your great words like St. George at Kingston, running a foot back from the furious dragon that with their angry tail belabors him for being lazy.
His courage quenched, and so far quenched.
Is well, sir. What then?
Fly, fly, quoth then the fearful dwarf. Here is no place for a living man.
Well, my masters, if I do sink under my business, as I find is very possible, I am not the first that has miscarried.
Oh.
Comfort. What may be done without impeach or waste, I can and will do. Ah! How now, is my fair bride abed?
No, truly no, sir.
Not abed yet. Oh, body o' me, we'll up and rifle her. Here's a coil with a maiden head. 'Tis not entailed, is it?
If it be, I'll try all the laws in the land, but I'll cut it off. Let's up, come.
That you cannot neither.
Why?
Well, unless you drop through the chimney like a dog, or force a breach of the windows. You may untile the house, 'tis possible.
What do you mean?
A moral, sir. The ballad will express it. The wind and the rain has turned you back again, and you cannot be lodged there. Ah, the truth is all the doors are barricadoed. Not a cat hole, but holds a murderer in't. She's victualled for this month.
Art thou not drunk?
He's drunk. He's drunk. Come, come, let's up.
Yes, I am drunk. Ye may go up, ye may, gentlemen, but take heeds to your heads. I say no more.
I'll try that.
How dost thou say? The door fast locked, fellow?
Yes, truly, sir, 'tis locked and guarded too, and two as desperate tongues planted behind it as e'er yet battered. They stand upon their honors and will not give up without strange composition, I'll assure you. Marching away with their pieces cocked and bullets in their mouths will not satisfy them.
How's this? How's this they are? Is there another way with her?
Yes, Mary is there, and an engineer.
Who's that, for heaven's sake?
Colonel Bianca.
Oh.
She commands the works. Spinola's but a ditcher to her, there's a half moon. But a poor man. But if you'll give me leave, I'll venture a year's wages, draw all your force before it, and mount your ablest piece of battery. You shall not enter it these 3 nights yet.
I should laugh at that, good Jaques.
Beat back again. She's fortified forever.
Am I drunk now, sir?
He that dares most go up now and be cooled. Ooh, I have escaped a pretty scouring.
What, are they mad? Have we another bedlam? They do not talk, I hope.
Oh, terribly, extremely fearful. The noise at London Bridge is nothing near her.
How got she tongue?
As you got tail. She was born to it.
Locked out of the doors on my wedding night. Nay, and I suffer this. I may go graze. Come, gentlemen, I batter. Where are these virtues?
Do, and be beaten off with shame as I was. I went up, came to the door, knocked. Nobody answered. Knocked louder, yet heard nothing. Would have broken by force, when suddenly a waterwork flew from the window with such violence that had I not ducked quickly like a friar, cetera quis nescith. The chamber is nothing but a mere ostend. In every window, pewter cannons mounted. You'll quickly find with what they are charged, sir.
Why then, tantara for us.
And all the lower works lined sure with small shot, long tongues with firelocks that had 12 score blank hit to the heart. Now, and ye dare go up.
The window opens. Beat a parley first. I'm so much amazed, my very head stands.
Why, how now, daughter? What entrenching?
A little guarded for my safety, sir.
For your safety, sweetheart. Why, who offends you? I come not to use violence.
I think you cannot, sir. I am better fortified.
I know your end. You would fain reprieve your maidenhead a night or two.
Yes, or 10, or 20, or say 100, or indeed till I list lie with you.
That's a shrewd saying. From this present hour, I will never believe a silent woman when they break out their bonfires.
Till you list lie with him? Why, who are you, madam?
That trim gentleman's wife, sir.
Cry you mercy, do you command too?
Yes, marry does she, and in chief.
I do command, and you shall go without, I mean your wife, for this night.
And for the next 2, wench, and so as follows.
Thou wilt not, will
Yes, indeed, dear father, until he seal to what I shall set down, for anything I know, forever.
Indeed, these are Bug's words.
You hear, sir? She can talk. God be thanked.
I would I heard it not, sir.
I find that all the pity bestowed upon this woman makes but an anagram of an ill wife, for she was never virtuous.
You'll let me in, I hope, for all this jesting.
Oh, hope still, sir.
he? You will come down, I'm sure.
I am sure I will not.
Well, I'll fetch you then.
The power of the whole county cannot, sir, unless we please to yield, which yet I think we shall not. Charge when you please, you shall hear quickly from us.
Bless me from a chicken of thy hatching. Is this thy wiving?
Prithee, Maria, tell me what's the reason, and do it freely. Do you deal thus strangely with me? You are not forced to marry. Your consent went equally with mine, if not before it. I hope you do not doubt I want that metal a man should have to keep a woman waking. I would be sorry to be such a saint yet. My person, as it is, not excellent. So 'tis not old or lame, nor weak with physic, but well enough to please an honest woman that keeps her house and loves her husband.
Is so.
Well, my means and conditions are no shamers of him that owes me. All the world knows that. And my friends no reliers on my fortunes.
All this I believe, and none of all these parcels I dare accept against. Nay, more. So far I am from making these the ends I aim at. These idle, outward things, these women's fears, that I were yet unmarried, free to choose through all the tribes of man. I'd take Petruchio in his shirt with 110 groats to pay the priest before the best man living, or the ablest that e'er leaped out of Lancashire, and they are right ones.
Why do you play the fool then, and stand prating out of the window like a broken miller?
If you will have me credit you, Maria, come down and let your love confirm it.
Stay there, sir. That bargain's yet to make.
Play sure, wench. The pack's in thine own hand.
Let me die lousy if these two wenches be not brewing knavery to stock a kingdom.
Why, this is a riddle. I love you, and I love you not.
Oh, it is so. Until your own experience do untie it, this distance must I keep.
If you talk more, I am angry, very angry.
I am glad on it, and I will talk.
Prithee, peace. Let me not think thou art mad. I tell thee, woman, if thou goest forward, I am still Petruchio.
And I am worse, a woman that can fear neither Petruchio Furious, nor his fame, nor anything that tends to our allegiance. There's a short method for you, and now you know me.
If you can carry it so, 'tis very well.
No, you shall carry it, sir.
Peace, gentle Lobel.
Use no more words, but come down instantly. I charge thee on the duty of a child.
Prithee, come, Maria. I forgive all.
Stay there. That duty that you charged me by, if you consider truly what you said, is now another man's. You gave it away in the church, if you remember, to my husband. So all that you can now exact is no more but only a due reverence to your person, which thus I pay. Your blessing. And I am gone to bed for this night.
This is monstrous. That blessing that St. Dunstan gave the devil, if I were near thee, I would give thee, pull thee down by the nose.
Should not rave, sir. A little rhubarb now were excellent.
And by the duty you owe me, Maria, open the door and be obedient. I'm quiet yet.
I do confess that duty. Make your best on it.
Well, give me leave, I will.
Sir, there's no learning an old stiff jade to trot. You know the moral.
Yet, as I take it, sir, I owe no more than you owe back again.
You will not article all I owe presently. Let me but up. I'll pay.
You are too hot, and such proved jades at length. You do confess a duty or respect to me from you again that's very near full or full the same with mine.
Yes.
Then by that duty or respect or what you please to have it, go to bed and leave me. Trouble me no longer with your fooling, for no, I am not for you.
Well, what remedy? Petronius?
Hang on, I've lost the place. A fine smart cudgel. Oh, that I were near thee.
If you had teeth now, what a case were we in?
These are the most authentic rebels next Tyrone I ever read at.
A week hence, or a fortnight as you bear you, and as I find my will observed, I may, with intercession of some friends, be brought, maybe, to kiss you, and so quarterly to pay a little rent by composition. You understand me?
Well, there are more maids than Maudlin, that's my comfort.
Yes, and more men than Michael.
I must not to bed with this stomach, and no meat, lady.
Feed where you will, so it be sound and wholesome, else live at livery, for I'll none of you.
You had best back one of the dairy maids, they'll carry, but take heed of your girths. You'll get a bruise else.
Now, if thou wouldst come down and tender me, all the delights due to a marriage bed, such study kisses as would melt a man, and turn thyself into 1,000 figures to add new flames to me, I would stand thus heavy, thus regardless, thus despising thee, and thy best allurings. All thy beauty that's laid upon your bodies mark me well, for without doubt your minds are miserable. You have no masks for them, all this rare beauty lay, but the painter and the silkworm by, the doctor with his diets, and the tailor, and you do appear like flayed cats, not so handsome.
And we appear like her that sent us hither, that only excellent and beauteous nature, truly ourselves for men to wonder at, but too divine to handle. We are gold, in our own natures pure, but when we suffer the husband's stamp upon us, then alloys and base ones of you men are mingled with us, and make us blush like copper.
Then, and never till then, are women to be spoken of, for till that time you have no souls, I take it. Good. Come, gentlemen, I fast for this night, but by this hand, Well, I shall come up yet?
No.
There will I watch thee like a withered Jewry. Thou shalt neither have meat, fire, nor candle, nor anything else that's easy. Rebel so soon, yet take mercy.
Put up your pipes. To bed, sir. I'll assure you a month's siege will not shake us.
Well said, Colonel.
To bed. To bed, Petruchio. Good night, gentlemen. You'll make my father sick with sitting up. Here you shall find us any time these 10 days, unless we may march off with our contentment.
I'll sing first.
And I'll quarter if I do not. I'll make you know and fear a wife, Petruchio. There my cause lies. You have been famous for a woman tamer, and bear the feared name of brave wife breaker. A woman shall now take those honors off and tame you. Nay, never look so big. She shall, believe me, and I am she. What think ye? Good night to all. Ye shall find sentinels.
You dare sally.
The devil's in him. Even the very devil, the downright devil.
I'll devil him. By these 10 bones I will. I'll bring down the old proverb, no sport, no pie, take them to the top of all my speed. This is fine, tenants. Gentlemen, stick to me. You see our freeholds touched, and by this light we will beleaguer them, and either starve them out or make them recreants.
I'll see all passages stopped for those about him. If the good women of the town dare succor them, we shall have wars indeed.
I'll stand Purdue upon them.
My regiment shall lie before.
I think so. 'Tis grown too old to stand.
Let's in, and each provide his tackle. We'll fire them out, or make them take their pardons. Here's what I say on their bare knees. I, Petruchio, feared and spoken of, and on my website am thus jaded.
Now, Pedro.
Very busy, Master Roland.
What haste, man?
I beseech you pardon me. I am not mine own man.
Thou art not mad.
No, but believe me, as hasty.
The cause, good Pedro?
There be 1,000, sir. You are not married.
Not yet.
Well, keep yourself quiet then.
Why?
You'll find a fiddle that never will be tuned else, from all women.
What ails the fellow, Tro? Jaques?
Your friend, sir, but very full of business.
Nothing but business. Prithee, the reason, is there any dying?
I would there were, sir.
But thy business?
I tell you in a word. I am sent to lay an imposition upon souse and puddings, pasties and penny custards, that the women may not relieve yon rebels. Very well, sir.
How does my mistress?
Like a resty jade, she's spoiled for riding.
What the devil ail thee? Custards and penny pasties and fools and fiddles? What's this to the purpose? Oh, well met.
Nay, now, Roland, I cannot stay to talk long.
What's the matter? Here's stirring, but to what end? Whither go you?
To view the works.
What works?
The woman's trenches.
Trenches? Are such to see?
I do not jest, sir.
I cannot understand you.
Do not you hear in what a state of quarrel the new bride stands with her husband?
Let him stand with her, and there's an end.
It should be, but by Our Lady, she holds him out at Pike's End and defies him, and is now fortified. Such a regiment of rutters never defied men braver. I am sent to view their preparation.
This is news stranger than arms in the air. You saw not my gentle mistress?
Yes, and meditating upon some secret business. When she had found it, she leapt for joy and laughed, and straight retired to shun Moroso.
Well, this may be for me.
Will you along?
No.
Farewell.
Farewell, sir. Now, what should her musing mean? And what her joy in it, if not for my advantage? Stay me. May not that bobtail jade Moroso with his gold, his gewgaws, and his hope she has sent him quickly to dust excite this? So here she comes, and yonder walks the stallion to discover. Now I will salute her. Save you, beauteous mistress.
The fox is kennelled for me. Save you, sir.
Why do you look so strange?
I used to look, sir, without examination.
Belike then the object discontents you?
Yes, it does.
Has it come to this? You know me, do you not?
Yes, as I may know many by repentance.
Oh, why do you break your faith?
I'll tell you that too. You are underage, and no band holds upon you.
Excellent wench.
Sue out your understanding, and get more hair to cover your bare knuckle. For boys were made for nothing but dry kisses, and you can more manners.
Better still.
And then, if I want Spanish gloves or stockings, or a 10-pound waistcoat, or a nag to hunt on, it may be I shall grace you to accept them.
Farewell. And when I credit women more, may I go to Smithfield and there buy a jade, and know him to be so that breaks my neck.
Because I have known you, I'll be thus kind to you. Farewell, and be a man, and I'll provide you. Because I see you are desperate to stod chambermaid, that may relieve your youth with wholesome doctrine.
She's mine from all the world. How much?
Ah, chicken.
How's this? I do not love these favors, save you.
Devil take thee.
Oh.
There's a love token for you. Thank me now.
I'll think on some of ye, and if I live, my nose alone shall not be played withal.
A box of the ear, do you say?
Yes, sure, a sound one. Besides my nose blown to my hand. If Cupid shoot arrows of that weight, I'll swear devoutly has sued his livery and no more a boy.
You gave her some ill language?
Not a word.
Or it might be you were fumbling.
Would I had, sir. I had been aforehand then. But to be baffled and have no feeling of the cause.
Be patient. I have a medicine clapped to her back will cure her.
No, sure it must be afore, sir.
Oh, my conscience, when I got these two wenches who till now ne'er showed their riding, I was drunk with bastard, whose nature is to form things like itself, heady and monstrous. Did she slight him too?
That's all my comfort. A mere hobby horse. She made child Roland's foot. She would not know him, not give him a free look, not reckon him among her thoughts, which I held more than wonder, having seen her within these 3 days kiss him with such an appetite as though she would eat him.
There is some trick in that. How did she take it?
Ready to cry, he ran away.
I fear her, and yet I tell you, ever to my anger, she is as tame as innocency. It may be this blow was but a favour.
I'll be sworn 'twas well tied on then.
Well, go to it. Pray, forget it. I have bespoke a priest, and within 2 hours I'll have you married. Will that please you?
Yes.
I'll see it done myself, and give the lady such a sound exhortation for this knavery, I'll warrant you shall make us smell this month on't.
Nay, good sir, be not violent.
Neither.
It may be out of her earnest love there grew a longing, as you know women have such toys, in kindness, to give me a box of the ear or so.
Well, it may be so.
I reckon for the best still. This night then I shall enjoy her.
You shall hansel her.
Old as I am, I'll give her one blow for't shall make her groan this 12-month.
What's your jointure?
I have a jointure for her.
Have your counsel perused it yet?
No counsel, but the knight and your sweet daughter shall e'er peruse that jointure.
Very well, sir.
I'll no demurs, no rejoinders. The others ready sealed.
Come then, let's comfort my son Petruchio. He's like little children that lose their baubles, crying ripe.
Pray tell me, is this stern woman still upon the flaunt of bold defiance?
Still, and still she shall be, till she be starved out. You shall see such justice, that women shall be glad after this tempest to tie their husbands' shoes and walk their horses.
That were a merry world. Do you hear the rumor? They say the women are in insurrection and mean to make...
They'll sooner draw upon walls as we do. Let 'em. We'll ship him out in cuckstools. There they'll sail as brave Columbus did, till they discover the happy lands of obedience. We stay too long. Come.
Now, St. George be with us.
Now, if I can but get in handsomely, Father, I shall deceive you. And this night, for all your private plotting, all no wedlock, I have shifted sail and find my sister's safety, a sure retirement. Pray to heaven that Roland do not believe too far what I said to him. For yon old fox-face forced me, that's my fear. Stay, let me see. This quarter fierce Petruchio keeps with his Myrdonus must be sudden. If he seize on me, I can look for nothing but martial law. To this place I have scaped him above thee.
Viva la!
Friend,
Who are you?
look out and know.
Oh, alas, poor wench, who sent thee? What weak fool made thy tongue his orator? I know you come to parley.
You're deceived. Urged by the goodness of your cause, I come to do as you do.
You are too weak, too foolish to cheat us with your smoothness. Do not we know thou hast been kept up tame?
Believe me.
No, prithee, good Livia, utter thy eloquence somewhere else.
Good cousin, put up your pipes. We are not for your palate. Alas, we know who sent you.
Oh, my word.
You must not think your word, or by your maidenhead, or such Sunday oaths sworn after evensong can inveigle us to loose our handfast. Did their wisdom think that sent you hither we would be so foolish to entertain our gentle sister Sinan, and give her credit, while the wooden jade Petruchio stole upon us? No, good sister, go home, and tell the merry Greeks that sent you, Ilium shall burn, and I, as did Aeneas, will carry on my back, spite of the Myrmidons, carry this warlike lady, and through seas unknown and unbelieved, seek out a land where, like a race of noble Amazons, we'll root ourselves into our endless glory, live, and despise base men.
I'll second ye.
How long have you been thus?
That's all one, cousin. I stand for freedom now.
Take heed of lying. For by this light, if we do credit you and find you tripping, his infliction that killed the Prince of Orange will be sport to what we purpose.
Let me feel the heaviest.
Whereby thy sweetheart Roland, for by your maidenhead I fear 'twill be too late to swear, you mean nothing but fair and safe and honorable to us and to yourself.
I swear.
Say yet. Swear as you hate Moroso. That's the surest. And as you have a certain fear to find him worse than a poor dried jack, full of more aches than autumn has, more knavery and usury and foolery and brokery than dog's ditch, as you do constantly believe he's nothing but an old empty bag with a gray beard, and that beard such a bobtail that it looks worse than a mare's tail eaten off with fillies, as you acknowledge that young handsome wench that lies by such a bilbo blade, that bends with every pass he makes to the hilts, most miserable a dry nurse to his coughs, a feuderer to such a nasty fellow, a rubbed thing of all delights youth looks for, and one castaway on coarse beef, born to brush that everlasting cassock that has worn as many servants out as the northeast passage has consumed sailors. If you swear this, and truly without the reservation of a gown or any meritorious petticoat, 'tis like we shall believe you.
I do swear it.
Say yet a little. Came this wholesome motion, dear truly sister, from your own opinion or some suggestion of the foe?
Never fear me. For by that little faith I have in husbands, and the great zeal I bear for your cause, I come full of that liberty you stand for, sister.
If we believe you, and you prove recreant, Livia, think what a name you give to the noble cause we now stand up for. Think what women shall 100 years hence speak thee, when examples are looked for, and so great ones whose relations spoke as we do of them, wench, shall make new custom.
You be false. Repent. Go home and pray. And to the serious women of the city confess yourself. Bring not a sin so heinous to load thy soul to this place. Mark me, Livia. If thou be'st double and betrayest our honors, and we fail in our purpose, get thee where there's no woman living, nor no hope there ever shall be.
And if ever mother's daughter that ever heard the name of stubborn husband found thee, and know thy sin.
Nay, if old age, one that has worn away the name of woman, and no more left to know her by but railing, no teeth, nor eyes nor legs but wooden ones, come but to the windward of thee, for sure she'll smell thee, thou'lt be so rank. She'll ride thee like a nightmare, and say her prayers backward to undo thee. She'll curse thy meat and drink, and when thou marriest, clap a sound spell forever on thy pleasures.
Children of 5 years old, like little fairies, will pinch thee into motley. All that ever shall live and hear of thee, I mean all women, will, like so many furies, shake their keys and toss their flaming distaffs o'er their head, crying revenge. Take heed, 'tis hideous, oh, 'tis a fearful office. If thou hadst, though thou be perfect now, when thou camest hither, a false imagination, get thee gone, and as my learned cousin said, repent. This place is sought by soundness.
So I seek it. Or let me be a most despised example.
I do believe thee. Be thou worthy of it. You come not empty.
No, here's cakes and cold meat, and tripe of proof. Behold, here's wine and beer. Be sudden, I shall be surprised else.
Beat at the low parlor door. There lies a close way. What fond obedience you have living in you, or duty to a man, before you enter, fling it away. 'Twill but defile our offerings.
Be wary as you come.
I warrant ye. How goes your business, girls?
Afoot and a fair.
Fortune favor us. Away to your strength, the country forces arrived. Begone. We are to be discovered else.
Arm and be valiant.
Think of our cause.
For justice.
'Tis sufficient.
Now, Roland,
How do you?
how dost thou, man? Thou lookest ill.
Yes. Pray, can you tell me, Tranio, who knew the devil first?
A woman.
Thou hast heard, I am sure, of Asclepius. So were they not well acquainted?
Maybe so, for they have certain dialogues together.
He sold her fruit, I take it.
Yes, and cheese that choked all mankind after.
Canst thou tell me whether that any woman ever had a faith after she had eaten?
That's a school question.
No, 'tis no question, for believe me, Tranio, that cold fruit after eating bread, not in her but windy promises and colic vows that broke out both ways. Thou hast heard, I am sure, of Asclepius, a far-famed surgeon, one that could set together quartered traitors and make 'em honest men.
How dost thou, Roland?
Let him take, if he dare do a cure, shall get him fame indeed, a faithless woman. There will be credit for him. That will speak for him. A broken woman, Tranio, a base woman, if he can cure such a rack of honor, let him come here and practice.
Now, for honor's sake, what ailest thou, Roland?
I am ridden, Tranio, and spur-galled to the life of patience. Heaven keep my wits together by a thing our worst thoughts are too noble for. A woman.
Your mistress has a little frowned, it may be.
She was my mistress.
Is she not?
No, Tranio. She has done me such disgrace so spitefully, so like a woman bent to my undoing, that henceforth a good horse shall be my mistress, a good sword, or a good book. And if you see her, tell her I do beseech you, even for love's sake.
I will, Roland.
She may sooner count the good I have thought her, our old love, our friendship, shed one tear, mean 1 hour constantly, be old and honest, married and a maid, and make me see her more, or more believe in her. And now I have met a messenger. Farewell, sir.
Alas, poor Roland. I will do it for thee. This is that dog Moroso, but I hope to see him cold in the mouth first ere he enjoy her. I'll watch this young man. Desperate thoughts may seize him, and if my purse or counsel can, I'll ease him.
But look you, gentlemen, say that I grant her, out of my free and liberal love, a pardon which you and all men else know she deserves not. Peneatus amici. Can all the world leave laughing?
I think not.
Not, oh no, by they cannot. For pray consider, have you ever read or heard of, or any man imagine, so stiff a tomboy, of so set a malice, and such a brazen resolution as this young Crabtree? Well, then answer me. And mark but this too, friends, without a cause. Not a foul word comes across her, not a fear she justly can take hold on. And do you think I must sleep out my anger and endure snow pillows to her ease and lull her mischief? Give me a spindle first. No, my masters. Were she as fair as Nell of Greece, and housewife, as good as the wise sailor's wife, and young still, never above 15, and these tricks to it, she should ride the wild mare once a week, she should. Believe me, friends, she should. I would temper her till all the legions that are crept into her flew out with fire in the tails.
Methinks you err now, for to me seems a little sufferance were a far shorter cure.
Yes, I can suffer where I see promises of peace and amendment.
Give her a few conditions.
I'll be hanged first.
Give her a crab-tree cudgel.
Ah, so I will. And after it, a flock bed for her bones. Eggs till they brace her like a drum. She shall be pampered with. She shall not know a stool in 10 months, gentlemen.
This must not be.
Your weapons for all the women in the kingdoms on ye. They swarm like wasps, and nothing can destroy them but stopping of their hive and smothering of them.
Stand to your guard, sir. All the devils extant are broke upon us like a cloud of thunder. There are more women marching hitherward in rescue of my mistress than e'er turned tail at Sturbridge Fair, and I believe as fiery.
The forlorn hopes led by a tanner's wife. I know her by her hide. A desperate woman. She slayed her husband in her youth and made reins of his hide to ride the parish. Take 'em all together, they are a genealogy of Janets, gotten and born thus by the boisterous breath of husbands. They serve sure and are swift to catch occasion, I mean their foes or husbands, by the forelocks, and there they hang like favors. Cry they can, but more for noble spite than fear. And crying like the old giants that were foes to heaven, they heave ye stool on stool and fling main pot lids and tongs like thunderbolts, till overlaid they fall beneath the weight. Yet, still aspiring at those imperious cod's heads, would tame 'em. There's ne'er a one of these, the worst and weakest, choose where you will, but dare attempt the raising against the sovereign peace of Puritans, a Maypole and a Morris, maugre mainly their zeal and dudgeon daggers, and yet more, dares plant a stand of battering ale against 'em and bring 'em out of the parish.
Lo, you fierce Petruchio, this comes of your impatience.
There's one brought in the bears against the cannons of the town, made it good and fought 'em.
Another, to her everlasting fame, erected 2 alehouses of ease, the quarter sessions running against her roundly, in which business 2 of the disannullers lost their nightcaps. A third stood excommunicate by the cudgel. The constable, to her eternal glory, drunk hard and was converted, and she victor.
Then are they victualled with pies and puddings, the trappings of good stomachs, noble ale, the true defender, sausages and smoked ones, if need be, such as serve for pikes, and pork, better the Jews never hated, here and there a bottle of metheglin, a stout Briton that will stand him what else they want, they war for.
Come to council.
Now you must grant conditions, or the kingdom will have no other talk but this.
Away then, and let's advise the best.
Why do you tremble?
Have I lived thus long to be knocked to the head with half a washing beetle? Pray be wise, sir.
Come, something I'll do, but what it is I know not.
To council then, and let's avoid their follies. Guard all the doors, or we shall not have a cloak left.
How goes the business, girls?
Afoot and fair.
If fortune favor us, away to your strength. The country forces are arrived. Begone, we are discovered else.
Arm and ye valiant.
Think of our cause.
Justice.
'Tis sufficient.
I am indifferent, though I must confess I'd rather see her carted.
No more of that, sir.
Are you resolved to give her fair conditions? 'Twill be the safer way.
I'm distracted. Would I had run my head into a halter when I first wooed her. If I offer peace, she'll urge her own conditions. That's the devil.
Why say she do?
Say, I am made an ass then. I know her aim. May I with reputation answer me this, with safety of mine honor, after the mighty manage of my first wife, which was indeed a fury to this filly, after my 12 strong labors to reclaim her, which would have made Don Hercules horn mad and hit him in his eye. Suffer this Sicily, ere she have warmed my sheets, ere grappled with me? This pink, this painted foot, this cockle boat to hang her fights out and defy me, friends? A well-known man of war? If this be equal, then I may suffer, say, I have done.
I do not think you may.
You'll make it worse, sir.
Pray hear me, good Petruchio. But even now you were contented to give all conditions to try how far she would carry. 'Tis a folly, and you will find it so, to clap the curb on, ere you be sure it proves a natural wildness and not a forced. Give her conditions, for on my life this trick is put into her.
I should believe so too.
And not her own.
You'll find it so.
Then, if she flounder with you, clap spurs on, and in this you'll deal with temperance, avoid the hurry of the world.
And lose.
No honor on my life, sir.
I will do it. Petronius?
Yeah. Oh God. I've lost it again. It seems they are very merry.
Why, God hold it.
Now, Jaques.
You the flaunt, sir.
Yes, we hear 'em.
They've got a stick of fiddles, and they firk it in wondrous ways. The two grand capitanos, they brought the auxiliary regiments, dance with their coats tucked up to their bare breeches, and bid them kiss them. That's the burden. They have got metheglin and audacious ale, and talk like tyrants.
How knowest thou?
I peeped in at a loose lansket.
Hark.
The song. Pray silence.
I help all the day to the women that bears the sway and wears the breeches. Let it come, let it come. Let this health be a seal for the good of the commonweal. The women shall wear the breeches that strengthen and laugh it, and merrily, merrily quaff it, and tipple around. Here's to thy fool and to my fool. Come to all fools, though it cost us, wench, many a pound. They look out.
Good evening, ladies.
God you good evening, sir.
And how have we slept tonight?
Exceedingly well, sir.
Did you not wish me with you?
No, believe me, I never thought upon
Is this he?
Yes.
Sir,
Whew, she hath drunk hard. Mark her hood.
you are...
Learnedly drunk, I'll hang else. Let her utter.
Yet I must tell you, viva voce, friend, a very foolish fellow.
There's an ale figure.
I thank you, Susan Brotus.
Forward, sister. For you have espoused here a hearty woman, a comely and courageous.
Yes, I have so.
And to be comfort of distressed damsels, women outworn in wedlock, and such vessels, this woman has defied.
It should seem so.
And why?
Yes, can you tell?
For 13 causes.
Well, pray, by your patience, mistress.
Forward, sister.
Do you mean to treat all of these?
Who shall let her?
Dear velvet hood, we come not now to hear your doctrine.
For the first, I take it, it doth divide itself into 7 branches.
Archduke Maria, have you got a catechizer here?
Good zeal.
Good three-piled predication. Will you peace and hear the cause we come for?
Yes, bobtails, we knew the cause you come for. Here's the cause. But never hope to carry her, never dream or flatter your opinions with a thought of base repentance in her.
Give me sack by this and next strong ale.
Swear forward, sister.
By all that's cordial in this place, we'll bury our bones, fames, tongues, our triumphs, and then all that ever yet was chronicled of women. But this brave wench, this excellent despiser, this bane of dull obedience shall inherit his liberal will and march off with conditions noble and worth herself.
She shall Tom Tyler's and brave orders too, brave ones too. My hood shall make a hearse cloth, and I lie under it like Jonah Gaunt, ere I go, lest my distaff stuck up by me for eternal trophy of my conquests, and loud fame at my head with 2 main bottles shall fill to all the world the glorious fall of old Don Gillian.
And a little further, we have taken arms in rescue of this lady, most just and noble. If ye beat us off without conditions, and we recant, use us as we deserve. And first degrade us of all our ancient chambering. Next, that the symbols of our secrecy, silk stockings, hew off our heels, our petticoats of arms tear off our bodies, and our bodkins break over our coward heads.
And ever after, to make the tincture most notorious, and all our crests vilicit our plackets, let laces hang, and we return again to our former titles, dairymaid.
No more wars. Puissant ladies, show conditions, and freely I accept them.
Call in Livia. She's in the treaty too.
How, Livia?
Hear you that, sir. There's the conditions for ye. Pray, peruse them.
Yes, there she is. It had been no right rebellion had she held off. What think you, man?
Nay, nothing. I have enough of the prospect of my conscience. The world's end and the goodness of a woman will come together.
Are you there, sweet lady?
Cry you mercy, sir. I saw you not. Your blessing.
Yes, when I bless a jade, that stumbles with me. How are the articles?
This is for you, sir. I shall think upon it.
You have used me finely.
There's no other use of the now extent but to be hung up, cassock, cap, and all, for some strange monster at apothecary's.
I hear you, whore.
It must be his then, sir, for need will then compel me.
Blessings on thee.
He will undo me in mere pans of coals to make him lusty.
There's no talking to him. How are they, sir?
As I expected. Liberty and clothes, when and in what way she will. Continued moneys, company, and all the house at her disposal. No tongue to say, why is this, or whether will it? New couches and some buildings she appoints here, hangings and hunting horse, and for plate and jewels for her private use. I take it 2,000 pounds in present, and then for music, and women to read French.
Well, this must not be.
And at the latter end the clause put in, that Livia shall by no man be importuned this whole month yet to marry.
This is monstrous.
This shall be done. I'll humor her a while, if nothing but repentance and undoing can win her love. I'll make a shift for one.
When you're once abed, all of these conditions lie under your own seal.
Do you like them?
Oh, yes. And by that faith I gave you for the priest, I'll ratify him.
Stay, what pledges?
No, I'll take that oath. But have a care you keep it.
'Tis not now as when Andrea lived.
If you do juggle, or alter but a letter of these articles, we'll have set down the self-same persecution.
Mistrust him not.
But I, by all my honesty.
Enough, I yield.
What's this inserted here?
That the two valiant women that command here shall have a supper made 'em, and a large one, and liberal entertainment without grudging, and pay for all their soldiers?
That shall be two. And if a ton of wine will serve to pay him, they shall have justice. I ordain ye all pitmasters, gentlemen.
Then we shall have sport, boys.
We'll meet you in the parlor.
Never look so sad, sir, for I will do it.
There's no danger in it.
For Livia's article, you shall observe it. I have tied myself.
I will.
Along then. Now, either I break or this stiff client must bow.
Come, you shall take my counsel.
I shall hang first. I'll no more love, that's certain. 'Tis a bane, next to that they poison rats with, the most mortal. No, I thank heaven, I've got my sleep again, and now begin to write sense. I can walk ye a long hour in my chamber like a man, and think of something that may better me. Come, some serious point of learning, or some state. No more I me's and miseries, Tranio, come near my brain. I'll tell thee, had the devil but any essence of him of a man, and could be brought to love and love a woman, would make his head ache worser than his horns do, and firk him with the fire he never felt yet, would make him dance. I tell thee, there is nothing, and may be thy case, Tranio, therefore hear me, under the sun, reckon the mass of follies crept into the world with man, so desperate, so mad, so senseless, poor and base, so wretched, roguey, and scurvy.
Whither wilt thou, Roland?
As 'tis to be in love.
And why? For virtue's sake?
And why for virtue's sake? Dost thou not conceive me?
No, by my troth.
Pray then, and heartily, for fear thou fall into it. I'll tell thee why, too, for I have hope to save thee. When thou lovest, and first begins to worship the gilt calf, in primis thou hast lost thy gentry, and like a apprentice flung away thy freedom. Forthwith thou art a slave.
That's a new doctrine.
Next, thou art no more man.
What then?
A frippery, nothing but braiden hair and a penny ribbon, glove, garter, ring, rose, or at best a swabber. If thou canst love so near to keep thy making, yet thou wilt lose thy language.
Why?
Oh, Tranio, those things in love never talk as we do.
No.
No, without a doubt. They sigh and shake the head and sometimes whistle dolefully.
No tongue?
Yes, Tranio, but no truth in it, nor no reason. And when they cant, for 'tis a kind of canting, ye shall hear if you reach to understand them, which thou must be a fool first, or you cannot. Such gibberish, such, believe me, I protest sweet, and oh dear heavens, in which such constellations reign in the births of lovers. Oh, this is too well. And deign me, lady, deign me, I beseech thee, you poor unworthy lump. Then she licks him.
Hey, on it, this is nothing.
Thou hast hit it. Then talks she 10 times worst, and writhes and wriggles as though she had an itch, and so it may be.
Why, thou art grown a strange discoverer.
Of mine own follies, Tranio.
Wilt thou, Roland, certain ne'er love again?
Oh, I think so, certain. And if I be not dead drunk, I shall keep it.
Tell me but this. What dost thou think of women?
Why, as I think of fiddles, they delight me, till their strings break.
What strings?
Their modesties, faiths, vows, and maidenheads. For they are like kits. They have but 4 strings in them.
What wilt thou give me for £10 now, when thou next lovest in the same woman still?
Oh, give me the money. 100 and my bond for it.
But pray hear me. I'll work all means I can to reconcile ye.
Oh, do. Give me the money.
There,
Work, Tranio.
you shall go sometimes where she is.
Yes, straight. This is the first good I ever got by woman.
You would think it strange now if another beauty as good as hers, say better,
Well,
conceive me. This is no point of the wager.
that's all one.
Love you as much or more than she now hates you?
It's a good hearing. Let him love. £10 more. I never loved that woman.
There it is, and so an 100 if you lose.
'Tis done. Have you another to put in?
No, no, sir.
I'm very sorry. Now will I erect a new game and go hate for the bell. I am sure I am an excellent case to win.
I must have leave to tell you and tell truth too, what she is and how she suffers for you.
£10 more. I never believe you.
No, sir, I am stinted.
Well, take your best way then.
Let's walk. I am glad your sullen fever's off.
Shalt see me, Tranio, a monstrous merry man now. Let's to the wedding. And as we go, tell me the general hurry of these mad wenches and their works.
I will.
And do thy worst.
Something I'll do.
Do, Tranio.
A pair of stocks bestride him. Are they gone?
Yes, they are gone. And all the pans in the town beating before 'em. What strange admonitions they gave my master, and how fearfully they threatened if he broke 'em.
Oh, my conscience has found his full match now.
That I believe too.
How did she entertain him?
She looked on him
But scurvily.
with no great affection that I saw, and I heard some say he kissed her, but 'twas upon a treaty, and some copies say but her cheek.
Jaques, what wouldst thou give for such a wife now?
Full as many prayers as the most zealous Puritan conceives out of the meditation of fat veal or birds of prey crammed capons against players, and to as good a tune too. But against her, that heaven would bless me from her. Mark it, Pedro. If this house be not turned within this fortnight with the foundation upward, I'll be carded. My comfort is yet that those Amorites that came to back her cause, those heathen whores, had their hoods hallowed with sack.
How devilish drunk they were!
And how they tumbled, Pedro. Didst thou mark the country caballero?
Oh, out upon her! How she turned down the braggart!
Aye, that sunk her.
That drink was well put to her. What a somersault! When the chair fell, she fetched and her heels upward.
And what a piece of landscape she discovered.
Did mark her when her hood fell in the posset.
Yes, and there read like a Dutch hoy the tumbrel when she had got her ballast.
That I saw too.
I think she would have drawn on Sophocles to come aboard, and how she simpered it.
I warrant her she has been a worthy striker.
By the heat of summer, there had been some hope on.
Oh, hang her.
She offered him a hairy groat, and he belched out, her stomach being blown with ale. Such courtship, upon my life, has given him 22 stools since. Believe my calculation. These old women, when they are tippled and a little heated, are like new wheels. They roar you all the town over till they be greased.
The city syncopates. Dame Tossin Butter had her bob too.
Yes, but she was sullen drunk and given to filching. I see her offer at a spoon. My master, I do not like his look. I fear is fasted for all this preparation. Let's steal by him.
Not let you touch her all night?
Not touch her.
Where was your courage?
Where was her obedience? Never poor man was shamed so. Never rascal that keeps a stud of whores was used so basely.
Pray you tell me one thing truly. Do you love her?
I would I did not. Upon that condition, I passed thee half my land.
It may be then her modesty required a little violence. Some women love to struggle.
She had it. And so much that I sweat for it, so I did. But to no end. I watched an Ethiop. She swore my force might weary her, but win her I never could, nor should till she consented, and I might take her body prisoner. But for her mind, her appetite.
'Tis strange. This woman is the first I ever read of, refused a warranted occasion and standing on so fair terms.
I shall quiet her.
Used you no more art?
Yes, I swore to her, and by no little ones, if presently, without more disputation on the matter, she grew not nearer to me and dispatched me out of the pain that I was, for I was nettled and willingly and eagerly and sweetly. I would to her chambermaid, and in her hearing bring her such a hunts up.
Then she started?
No more than I do now. Marry, she answered, if I was so disposed, she could not help it. But there was one called Jaques, a poor butler, one that might well content a single woman.
And he should tilt her.
To that sense. And last she bade me yet these 6 nights look for nothing, nor strive to purchase it. But fair good night, so good morrow, little kiss or two, to close my stomach, for her vow had sealed it, and she would keep it constant.
Stay ye, stay ye. Was she thus when you wooed her?
Nothing, Sophocles, more keenly eager. I was oft afraid she had been light and easy. She would shower her kisses all upon me.
Ooh, then I fear another spokes of the wheel.
Now thou hast found me. There gnaws my devil, Sophocles. Oh, patience preserve me, that I make her not example by some unworthy way, as flaying her, boiling, or making verjuice, drying her.
I hear her.
Mark her then, see the air of spite and prodigality she is studied away to beggars both. And by this hand she shall be, if I live a doxy.
Fie, sir.
I do not like that dressing. 'Tis too poor. Let me have 6 gold laces, broad and massy, and betwixt every lace a rich embroidery. Line the gown through with plush perfumed, and purfle all the sleeves down with pearl.
Ooh.
What think you now, Sophocles? In what point stands my state now?
For those hangings, let him be carried where I gave appointment. They are too base for my use. And bespeak new pieces of the civil wars of France. Let him be large and lively and all silk work, the borders gold.
Ay, marry, sir, this cuts it.
At 14 yards of satin, give my woman. I do not like the color. 'Tis too civil. There's too much silk in the lace, too. Now tell the Dutchman that brought the mares, he must with all speed send me another suit of horses. And by all means 10 cast of hawks for the river. I much care not what price they bear, so they be sound and flying. For the next winter I am for the country, and mean to take my pleasure. Where's the horseman?
She means to ride a great horse.
With a side saddle?
Yes, and she'll run a tilt within this 12-month.
Ooh.
Tomorrow I'll begin to learn, but pray, sir, have a great care he be an easy doer. 'Twill spoil a scholar else.
An easy doer? Do you hear that?
Yes, I shall meet her morals ere it be long, I fear not.
Oh, good morrow.
Good morrow, lady. How is't now?
Faith, sickly. This house stands in an ill air.
Yet more charges.
Subject to rots and rooms. Out on it. 'Tis nothing but a tiled fog.
What think of the lodge, then?
I like the seat, but 'tis too little. Sophocles, let me have thy opinion. Thou hast judgment.
'Tis very well.
What if I pluck it down and build a square upon it, with 2 courts still rising from the entrance.
And in the midst, a college for young scolds.
And to the southward, take it a garden of some 20 acres. Cast it off the Italian fashion, hanging.
And you can cast yourself so too. Pray, lady, will not this cost much money?
Some 5,000? Let's say 6. I'll have it battled too.
And guilt? Maria, this is a fearful course you take. Pray think on't. You are a woman now, a wife, and his that must in honesty and justice look for some due obedience from you.
That bare word shall cost you many a pound more built upon it. Tell me of due obedience. What's a husband? What are we married for? To carry sumpters? Are we not one piece with you, and as worthy our own intentions as you yours?
Pray hear me.
Take 2 small drops of water equal weighed. Tell me which is the heaviest, and which ought first to descend in duty.
You mistake me. I urge not service from you, nor obedience in way of duty, but of love and credit. All I expect is but a noble care of what I have brought you, and of what I am, and of what our name may be.
That's in my making.
'Tis true, it is so.
Yes, it is, Petruchio. For there was never a man without our molding, without our stamp upon him, and our justice left anything 3 ages after him good and his own.
Good lady, understand him.
I do too much, sweet Sophocles. He's one of a most spiteful self-condition, never at peace with anything but age that has no teeth left to return his anger. A bravery dwells in his blood yet, of abusing his first good wife. He's sooner fire than powder, and sooner mischief.
If I be so certain, do not you fear me?
No, nor yet care for you. And if it may be lawful, I defy you.
Does this become you now?
It shall become me.
Thou disobedient, weak, glorious woman, were I but half so willful as thou spiteful, I should now drag thee to thy doom.
Drag me.
But I'm friends again. Take all your pleasure.
Now you perceive him, Sophocles.
I love thee above thy vanity, thou faithless creature.
Would I had been so happy when I married, but to have met an honest man like thee. For I am sure thou art good. I know thou art honest, a handsome, hurtless man, a loving man. Though never a penny with him. And those eyes, that face, and that true heart. Wear this for my sake, and when thou thinkst upon me, pity me. I am cast away.
Why, how now, man?
Pray leave me and follow your advices.
The man's jealous.
I shall find a time ere it be long to ask you 1 or 2 foolish questions.
I shall answer as well as I am able, when you call me. If she mean true, 'tis but a little killing, and I do not venture its. Farewell, sir.
Pray farewell. Is there no keeping a wife to one man's use? No wintering his cattle without straying? 'Tis hard dealing, very hard dealing, gentlemen. Strange dealing. Now, in the name of madness, what star reigned? What dog star, bull, or bear star, when I married this second wife, this whirlwind that takes all within her compass? Well, I was not well warned. I thought I had, I believe I know it, and beaten to repentance in the days of my first doting. Had I not wife enough to turn my love to? Did I want vexation or any special care to kill my heart? Had I not every morning a rare breakfast mixed with a learned lecture of ill language louder than Tom o' Lincoln, and at dinner a diet of the same dish. Was there ever evening that ever passed over us without thou knave or thou whore for digestion? Had I ever a pull at this same sport men run mad for? But like a cur, I was fain to show my teeth first and almost worry her. And did heaven forgive me and take this serpent from me? And am I keeping tame devils now again? My heart aches. Something I must do speedily. I'll die, if I can, handsomely, for that's the way to make a rascal of her. I'm sick, and I'll go very near it, but I'll perish.
And I must be content, sir, with my fortune.
And I with mine.
I did not think a look or a poor word or two could have displanted such a fixed consistency, and for your end too.
Come, come. I know your courses. There's no gewgaws, your rings and bracelets, and the purse you gave me, the money spent in entertaining you at plays and cherry gardens.
There's your chain too, but if you'll give me leave, I'll wear the hair still. I would yet remember you.
Give him his love, wench. The young man has employment for it.
Hi, Roland.
You cannot fie me out of £100 with this poor plot. Yet let me ne'er see day more if something do not struggle strangely in me.
Young man, let me talk with you.
Well, young woman?
This was your mistress once.
Yes?
Are ye honest? I see you are young and handsome.
I am honest.
Why, that's well said. And there's no doubt your judgment is good enough and strong enough to tell you who are your foes and friends. Why did you leave her?
She made a puppy of me.
Be that granted. She must do so sometimes, and oftentimes love were too serious else.
A witty woman.
Had you loved me,
I would I had.
dearly, and I had loved you so. You may love worse, sir, but that is not material.
I shall lose.
Some time or other for variety, I should have called you fool, or boy, or bid you play with pages. But have loved you still, out of all question, and extremely too. You are a man made to be loved.
This woman either abuses me or loves me deadly.
I'll tell you one thing. If I were to choose a husband to mine own mind, I should think one of your mother's making would content me. For oh my conscience, she makes good ones.
Lady, I'll leave you to your commendations. I am in again. Oh, the devil take their tongues.
I'll not go.
I will. Yet thus far, Livia, your sorrow may induce me to forgive you, but never love again. If I stay longer, I have lost £200.
But sir, but thus much.
Turn if thou beest a man.
But one kiss of you, one parting kiss, and I am gone too.
I shall kiss £50 away at this clap. We'll have one more, and then farewell.
Farewell.
Well, go thy ways. Thou bear'st a kind heart with thee.
He's made a stand.
Noble, brave young fellow. Worthy a wench indeed.
I will not.
He's gone, but shot again. Play you but your part, and I will keep my promise. 40 angels and fair gold lady, wipe your eyes. He's yours, if I have any wit.
I'll pay the forfeit.
Come then, let's see your sister, how she fares now after her skirmish, and be sure, Moroso be kept in good hands. Then all's perfect, Livia.
Oh, Jaques, what becomes of us? Oh, my sweet master.
Run for a physician and a whole peck apothecaries, Pedro. He will die. It'll die if they come not quickly. And bring all people that are skillful in lungs and livers. Raise the neighbors and all the aquavitae bottles extant. And the parson, Pedro. Oh, the parson. A little of his comfort, never so little. 20 to 1, you find him at the bush. There's the best ale.
I fly.
Out with the trunks! Oh, why are you idle? Sarah, up to the chamber and take the hangings down and see the linens are packed up and sent away within this half hour. What, are the carts come yet? Oh, some honest body help down the chests of plate and some the wardrobe. Alas, we are undone else.
Susan, I beseech ye, tell me, is he dead yet?
No, but is drawing on. Out with the armor.
Then I'll go see him.
Thou art undone, fellow. No man that has been near him come near me.
Why, how now, lady? What means this?
No, daughter. How does my son?
Save all you can, for heaven's sake.
Be of good comfort, sister.
Oh, my casket!
How dost thy husband, woman?
Get you gone if you mean to save your lives. The sickness.
Oh, stand further off, I pray thee.
It's in the house, sir. My husband has it now. Alas, he is infected and raves extremely. Give me some counsel, friends.
Lock the doors up and send him in a woman to attend him.
I have bespoke 2 women, and the city hath sent a watch by this time. Meat nor money he shall not want, nor prayers.
How long is't since it first took him?
Within this 3 hours. I am frightened from my wits. Oh, here's the watch. Pray, do your office. Lock the doors up, friends, and patience be his angel.
This comes unlooked for.
I'll to the lodge. Some that are kind and love me, I know will visit me.
Do you hear, my masters? Ho! Lock the doors up.
Well, 'tis his voice.
Hold and let's hear him.
Will you starve me here? If I'm a traitor or an heretic, or am I grown infectious?
Pray, sir, pray.
I'm as well as you are, good man Topping.
Pray have patience. You shall want nothing.
And thee, thou wickedness.
Oh, he speaks well enough.
Had ever a strong heart, sir.
Will you hear me? First be pleased to think I know you all and can distinguish every man's several voice. That you spoke first, I know my father-in-law, the other Tranio, and I heard Sophocles. The last, pray mark me, is my damned wife Maria. If any man doubt me for infected, there is mine arm, and let any man look upon me.
Safe ye, gentlemen.
Oh, welcome, doctor. Ye are come in happy time. Pray your opinion. What think you of his pulse?
It beats with busiest and shows a general inflammation, which is the symptom of a pestilent fever. Take 20 ounces from him.
Take a fool! Take an ounce from mine arm, and Dr. Tusace, I'll make a close stool of your velvet buster. Gentlemen, do you make a May game on me? I tell you once again, as I am sound as well as wholesome and sensible as any of y'all, let me out quickly, or as I am a man, I will beat down the walls. And the first thing I fight upon shall pay for it.
Nay, we'll go with you, doctor.
'Tis the safest.
There
I
is
saw the
but
token, sir.
There is but one way.
Please, no.
His fit grows stronger still.
Let's save ourselves. He's past all worldly cure.
Friends, do your office, and what he wants. If money, love, or labor, or any may we win it, let him have it. Farewell, and pray, my honest friends.
I rascal! Friends, gentlemen, now, beastly right. Dacquist, not hear me? Put it over there.
Think, I pray you, whether you are going, and prepare yourself.
These idle thoughts disturb you. The good gentlewoman, your wife, has taken care you shall want nothing.
Shall I come out in quiet? Answer me. Or shall I charge a fowling piece and make my own way? 2 of you cannot miss, and if I miss 3, you come here to assault me. as I am excellent well, I thank heaven for it, and have as good a stomach at this instant.
That's an ill sign.
He draws on. He's a dead man.
And sleep is set. Will you look upon me?
Do you want pen and ink? Why, you have said, sir, settle your state.
Sirs, I'm well, as you are. Or any rascal living.
Would you were, sir.
Look to yourselves, and if you love your lives, open the door and fly me, for I shoot else. I'll shoot, and presently change bullets, and under 4 I will not kill.
Let's quit him. It may be it is trick. He's dangerous.
The devil take the hindmost, I cry.
Have among ye. This door shall open too. I shall have a fair shoot. You're gone. Tricks in my old days, crackers put now upon me, and by my lady green sleeves. Am I grown so tame after all my triumphs? But that I should be thought mad if I railed. As much as they deserve against these women, I would now rip up from the primitive cuckold all their arch villainies and all their doubles, which are more than a hunted hare's ever thought on. When a man has the fairest and the sweetest of all their sex, as he thinks the noblest, what is he then? I'll speak modestly. He has a quartern ague that shall shake all his estate to nothing, never cured nor never dying, has a ship to venture, his fame and credit in, which if he man not, with more continual labor than a galley to make her tithe, either she grows a tumbrel not worthy of the cloth she wears, or springs more leaks than all the fame of his posterity can ever stop again. I could rail 20 days. Out on him, hedgehogs! He that shall touch him has 1,000 thorns run through his fingers. If I were unmarried, I would do anything below repentance, any base dunghill slavery, be a hangman, ere I would be a husband. Oh, the 10,000 ways they have to kill us. Some fall with too much stringing of the fiddles, and those are fools. Some that they are not suffered, and those are maudlin lovers. Some like scorpions, they poison with their tails. Those are the martyrs. And some die with doing good, those benefactors, and leave them land to leap away. Some few, and those are the rarest, they are said to kill with kindness and fair usage. But what they are, my catalogue discovers not. Only 'tis thought they are buried in old walls with their heels upward. I could rail 20 days together now. I'll seek him out. And if I have not reason, and very sensible, why this was done, I'll go a birding yet, and some shall smart for it.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's take our break now and resume at 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock. Okay. So 10 minutes.
Okay.
All righty.
They said only 3 o'clock there. Lucky you guys.
I knew I had a copy of it in my library.
Ah.
And I was looking through it right now, and I found out that they changed the names for this production. Sophocles is Hortensio, and Moroso is Gremio.
Ah.
Well, but is Bianca's not the same Bianca, is it?
Yes.
It is. Okay.
Yes, it's Bianca, sister to Petruchio's late wife, Catherine.
But nothing of Lucentio. I mean, what happened to him? Did they say he's dead or something?
No, it doesn't say anything about him.
A program or a script?
This is the script that has the cast list for the production of the Tamer Tamed, first performed by the Royal Shakespeare Company in the Swan Theatre, Stratford upon Avon, on the 6th of March, 2003.
God. You listening to it, you do realize why Fletcher is not classed as one of the great Elizabethan playwrights.
I see now. Also, Pedro is listed as Pedro is listed in here as Peter, and Jaques is listed in here as Grumio.
Yeah, that does make sense. I mean, that for one of the all of the many servants, because that's such a great thing in the Taming of the Shrew, when you've got the scene when he comes back and all of these servants. It's just, it's like it makes no sense when you're just reading the play, but when you're actually performing,
this is what the director this is what Gregory Doran, the director, wrote for his preface. In preparing Taming of the Shrew and the Tamer Tamed for joint productions with a shared cast, I made 1 or 2 minor adjustments to Fletcher's text. I decided to coordinate the characters' names. For some reason, Fletcher has retained the names of certain of Shakespeare's characters, Petruchio, obviously, Bianca and Tranio, but changed others, although their function remains the same. His trusty servant Grumio turns up as Jaques with a sidekick called Pedro. In this production, however, Grumio and Peter return as Petruchio's servants. The fumbling old suitor to the younger sister in Tamer is called Moroso. We have resurrected Gremio for another, quote, tilt at the ring, unquote. And whereas Petruchio's best mate in Tamer is called Sophocles, in our production, Hortensio returns to fulfill his former function. Otherwise, Fletcher's play with its London setting is delivered pretty much as Fletcher wrote it. Gregory Doran, February 2003.
Could you tell him the name changes? Dave was out of the room.
Yeah, I got some of it, but I was out of the room.
Okay. In Fletcher's script, Jaques and Pedro were changed to Grumio and Peter.
Oh.
And Sophocles was transformed back into Hortensio.
Ah.
And Moroso was transformed back into Gremio.
And who's Pedro now?
Pedro in our production was transformed into Petruchio's servant Peter from Taming of the Shrew.
Ah.
Yeah, because he doesn't have that much in Taming of the Shrew. He's just one of the many servants, really. Actually, Curtis has got a bigger part as a servant. You could call him Curtis.
Right.
Quick question off topic. When I'm doing that yelling, am I blowing on anybody's speaker? Like Paul is cut.
No, not really.
Because Paul keeps cutting out at the beginning of her lines. You guys have that?
Part of that's a Zoom problem, that when people change who the primary speaker is, Zoom takes a second or so to.
I know that problem, but when nobody's been talking and Paul is talking, I noticed this in
that's true, yeah.
Something in her. You guys hear it where she starts the line. The first
we miss the first 2 or 3 words, yeah.
I don't know what the setting is, but anyway, it's okay when I yell. It doesn't suddenly cut out.
Well, also,
it seems fine to me.
It depends on what kind of microphone you're using.
But mine isn't cutting out. Yes.
No.
It's a little. It sounds a little choppy.
Choppy.
Yeah, a little choppy at some points.
Yeah.
Are you using a microphone that's actually in your computer?
Yeah.
That may be part of it.
Is anybody else hearing that? My voice is cutting out.
Yeah, I think you just.
Yeah, it just happened right at the end of your last thing there. Just for a little. I mean, it's not that bad, but I mean, it is happening occasionally, and it's a little, I guess, echoey as well. But I mean, it's
the room.
fine.
That's the room.
Yeah. Well, that's
a great room to practice voice in, because you get good. You hear whether you're resonating properly. Well, let's try an experiment here.
Well, but you can't do that, because how's David going to hear it?
Who cares what he says?
Beg your pardon.
I'm the star.
It's all about Petruchio and this one of the things, with this and with Two Noble Kinsmen, Fletcher really reads like much more of a feminist than Shakespeare was, especially for his time. But also that he gives so many female voices so much to say. So, which is interesting, and yeah, it does sort of get into this sort of Lysistrata thing there, which is like, yeah, well, okay, a little bit of Taming of the Shrew, and we'll grab some Lysistrata as well.
Well, you see the influence there, yeah. I don't know if he even knew the play, but still.
Oh, sure he did, no?
Well, you're talking about Fletcher?
Yeah, educated guy, wouldn't everybody have?
Yeah, you're right. He probably would have, yeah.
Yeah.
They
I wonder
didn't have a
though.
whole lot of science and technology to learn back then, so school was largely reading the classics.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, I guess they would have read the plays as well. Although I wonder how much if they performed many of the Greek plays in Shakespeare's time, because I don't really have seen much that they did. I mean, because everybody wanted to see what these new plays were, and I mean, just the one sort of document we get from.
Well, they probably did it at the universities, though.
Yeah.
And that's what they're.
I should point out that if any of you have access to a VPN and can log into the UK, the BBC channel 4, I think, maybe channel 2, is currently showing a whole lot of Shakespeare-specific programs to celebrate the anniversary.
Yeah,
and there are some
that on the BBC radio.
Yeah, there's some new documentaries about it,
and two new versions of Hamlet.
And they're quite
broadcast even as we speak.
Yeah, and they're quite fascinating.
They were supposed to be 3, but they cut one of them. I mean, they took one out of the program because it had Arabic overtones.
Oh dear!
And I guess they didn't want to offend listeners right now.
The BBC is going politically correct as a result of the Conservative government.
Conservative government? I always thought the Conservatives were not the hyper politically correct ones.
Well, no, but the BBC is towing the political line. And the Tories don't know what the hell they're doing at the moment.
Just standing with America directly behind Israel, but it's still got to be.
Well, we've had massive pro-Palestinian protests in London.
Same here in New York.
Yeah, very big protests. Yeah.
But
we've still got about 3 more minutes.
But certainly Fletcher is nowhere near Shakespeare. I mean, he's very obvious. He works at a surface level. People chat to one another. The men grope the women. And this is...
My kind of world.
Occasionally, this goes into fairly obvious sexual vulgarity.
Yeah, he's much coarser.
Yeah, oh yeah. There's no subtlety about how and why people behave the way they do, as you get with Shakespeare.
Yeah, it's true.
So I've been rediscovering Harold Bloom again, and his Shakespeare invented the humans, and in many ways he's right. Nobody up till Shakespeare really looked at what defined humans and their interaction. And Shakespeare certainly really is concerned with a lot of social problems, which we are still experiencing today, which is the unfortunate thing.
Yeah.
Does anybody know the current standing on the endless debate about who wrote the plays? Shakespeare's plays?
Shakespeare wrote them.
Yeah.
Well, what's the current thinking?
A man from Stratford. I mean, yes, it's generally sort of accepted within, well, definitely within the Shakespeare community, but sort of at large that yes, there was another big book out this year with sort of saying, ooh, but there are all these questions. And there are questions because we don't have as complete a historical record for that time as we sort of expect that there should be today. But actually the first folio is sort of like the strongest piece of evidence for Shakespeare as the author of them. And there's really been nothing serious that's disputed it, although many actors have many different ideas. I mean, Francis Bacon, the Earl of Oxford. I mean,
I'd heard of those, but those at this point are pretty much discounted by the.
Not among their followers. They've got some very devoted followers.
I got cornered at a dinner party by somebody who wanted to tell me, I can't remember who the hell it was he wanted to say wrote Shakespeare, but he was a complete idiot. It all boils down to the fact that later on particularly in the 17th century, later on the 17th and 18th century, people could not believe that the son of a glove maker in Stratford could possibly have done all this. They also went into the philosophical status that you couldn't write about something and an environment and a place unless you'd actually been there and experienced it. And even Mark Twain fell into that. And it's all nonsense. They denied the whole business of writing imagination and
So
being able to think of something. So you take these people, and what was her name? Looney Paul?
Yeah, the Thomas Looney.
Yeah,
It's pronounced Loney though, but it was spelled Looney, who was
yeah.
the Greek Oxfordian, the first person to really put that forth very strongly.
But it was again it was a rise in literature in the 19th century when people could not accept that a writer had the imagination to read a few things about a place and then create a story in that place as if they had actually been there. You actually had to go there and you had to experience it. And it was the rise of that kind of philosophy that was one of the primary movers in denying that Shakespeare could have written these things. How could he write about a play in Verona when he'd never been there, you know?
Can we, forgive me,
Yes,
can we table the rest of the discussion until later and it's time to go back
Sorry.
into play. Sorry to be the policeman.
No. Scene 4, right.
Yes.
Act 4.
That I do love hers without all question, and most extremely, dearly, most exactly, and that I would even now, this present Monday, before all other maids, wives, women, widows, or of what degree or calling, marry her, as certain too, but to be made a whimwam, a gimcrack, and a gentleman of the first house for all my kindness to her.
Well, how you take it? Thou get a wench, thou get a dozen nightcaps. Wouldst have her come and lick thee like a calf, and blow thy nose and boss thee?
Not so neither.
Well, what wouldst thou have her do?
Do as she should do, put on a clean smock and to church and marry, and then to bed in God's name. This is fair play, and keeps the king's peace. Let her leave her bobs. I have had too many of them, and her quillets. She's as nimble that way as an eel. But in the way she ought to be, to me especially, a sow of lead is swifter.
Court your griefs down.
Give fair quarter. I am old and crazy and subject to much fumbling, I confess it. Yet something I would have that's warm to hatch me. But understand me, I would have it so, I buy not more repentance in the bargain than the wares worth I have. If you allow me, worthy your son-in-law, and your allowance due is a way of credit, let me show so, and not be troubled in my visitations with blows and bitterness and downright railings, as if we were to couple like two cats with clawing and loud clamour.
Thou fond man, hast thou forgot the ballad, crabbed age? Can May and January match together, and never a storm between 'em? Say she abuse thee, put case she do.
Well?
Oh, nay, believe she does.
I do believe she does.
And devilishly. Art thou a whit the worse?
That's not the matter. I know, being old, 'tis fit I am abused. I know 'tis handsome, and I know, moreover, I am to love her for it.
Now you come to me.
Nay, more than this, I find too, and find certain what gold I have, pearl, bracelets, rings, or ouches, or what she can desire, gowns, petticoats, waistcoats, embroidered stockings, scarves, cauls, feathers, hats, 5-pound garters, muffs, masks, ruffs, and ribbons. I am to give her for it.
Oh, 'tis right you are so.
But when I have done all this, and think it duty, is requisite another bore my nostrils? Riddle me that.
Get you gone, and dream she's thine within 2 days, for she is so. The boy's beside the saddle. Get warm broths, and feed apace, and think not of worldly business. It cools the blood, and leave off your tricks, they are hateful, and mere forerunners of the ancient measures. Contrive your beard o'er the top like Verdigris, and it shows you would be wise, and burn your nightcap. It looks like half a winding sheet, and urges from a young wench nothing but cold repentance. You may eat onions, so you'll not be lavish.
I'm glad of that.
Oh, they purge the blood and quicken, but after 'em, conceive me, sweep your mouth, and where there wants a tooth, stick in a clove.
Mariah? Mariah?
I think that's you. I
Well,
think that's a mistake.
you're probably right. Shall I hope once again? Say it.
You shall, sir, and you shall have your hope.
Why, there's a match then.
You shall not find me wanting. Get you gone. Oh, here's the old man. He'll think you are plotting else, something against his new son.
Fare you well, sir.
And every buck had his doe, and every cockle the bell at his toe. Or what should we have then, boys, then? Or what sport should we have then?
This is the spirit that inspires them all.
Give you good even.
A word with you, sweet lady.
I am very hasty, sir.
So you were ever.
Well, what's your will?
Was not your skilful hand in this last stratagem? Were not your mischiefs eking the matter on?
In shutting up, is that it?
Yes.
I'll tell you.
Do.
And truly, good old man, I do grieve exceeding much. I fear too much.
Oh, I'm sorry for your heaviness. Belike you can repent them.
There you are wide, too. Not that the thing was done, conceive me rightly. Does any way molest me?
But then, lady?
But that I was not in it. There's my sorrow. There now you understand me, for I'll tell you, it was so sound a piece and so well carried, and if you mark the way, so handsomely, of such a height and excellence and art, I have not known a braver. For conceive me, when the gross fool, her husband, would be sick.
The pay stay.
Hey, good, your patience. And no sense for it, then stepped your daughter in.
By your appointment.
I would had it on that condition I had but one half smock. I like it so well. And like an excellent cunning woman, cured me one madness with another, which was rare, and to our weak beliefs, a wonder.
Hang ye. For surely if your husband look not to you, I know what will.
I humbly thank your worship, and so I take my leave.
You have a hand, I hear, too.
I have two, sir.
In my young daughter's business.
You will find there a fitter hand than mine to reach her frets and play down diddle to her.
I shall watch ye.
Do.
And I shall have justice.
Where?
That's all one. I shall be with you at a turn henceforward.
I'll get you a posset too, and so good even, sir.
As I told your worship, all the hangings, brass, pewter, plate, even to the very looking glasses.
And that hung for our defense, the armor and the March beer was going to. Oh, Jaques, what a sad sight was that.
Even the two rundlets, the two that was our hope of muscadel, better never tongue tripped over. These two pannons to batter brawn withal at Christmas, sir, even those two lovely twins, the enemy had almost cut off clean.
Don't trim the house up. Put things in order as they were. I shall find time for all this. Could I find her but constant anyway? I had done my business. Were she a whore directly, or a scold, an unthrift, or a woman made to hate me? I had my wish, and knew which way to rein her. But while she shows all these, and all their losses, a kind of linsey-woolly mingled mischief not to be guessed at, and whether true or borrowed, not certain neither, what a hap had I, and what a tidy fortune, when my fate flung me on this bare wealth. Ah, here she comes. Now, if she have a color, for the fault is a cleanly one, upon my conscience I shall forgive her yet, and find something certain I married for, her wit, I mark you.
Not let his wife come near him in his sickness. Not come to comfort him. She that all laws of heaven and nations have ordained his second? Is she refused? Two old paradoxes, pieces of 5 and 50, without faith clapped in upon him. A little pet that all young wives must follow necessarily, having their maidenheads,
This is an axiom I never heard before.
or say rebellion, we durst be so foul, which two fair words, alas, win from us in an hour, an instant we are so easy, make him so forgetful both of his reason, honesty, and credit, as to deny his wife a visitation. His wife that, although she was a little foolish, loved him. Oh, heaven forgive her! Nay, doted, nay, had run mad had she not married him.
Though I do know this is falser than the devil, I cannot choose to love it, but love it.
What do I know but those that came to keep him might have killed him? In what a case had I been then? I dare not believe him such a base, debauched companion, that one refusal of a tender maid would make him feign this sickness out of need, and take a keeper to him of 80 to play at billiards, one that mewed content, and all her teeth together, not come near him.
This woman would have made a most rare Jesuit. She can prevaricate on anything. There was not to be thought a way to save her in all imagination besides this.
His unkind dealing, which was worst of all, in sending who knows whither all the plate and all the household stuff, had I not crossed it by great providence and my friend's assistance, which he will thank me one day for. Alas, I could have watched as well as they, have served him in any use better and willinger. The law commands me do it. Love commands me, and mine own duty charges me.
Heaven bless me. Now I've said my prayers, I'll go to her. Are you a wife for any man?
For you, sir.
Ah.
If I were worse, I were better. Thank that you are well, at least that you appear so, I thank heaven. Long may it hold, and that you are here, I am glad too. But that you have abused me wretchedly, and in such a way that shames the name of husband, such a malicious, mangy way, so mingled, never look strangely on me, I dare tell you, with breach of honesty, care, kindness, manners.
Well, you kicked too fast.
But was I a stranger? Or had I vowed perdition to your person? Am I not married to you? Tell me that.
I would I could not tell you.
Is my presence, the stock I come of, which is worshipful, if I should say right worshipful, I lied not. My grandsire was a knight.
Of the Shire?
A soldier, which none of all thy family ever heard of, but one conductor of thy name, a grazier that ran away with pay. Or am I grown because I have been a little peevish to you, only to try your temper? Such a dog leash I could not be admitted to your presence.
If I endure this, hang me.
And two death heads, two Harry Groats that had their faces worn, almost their names away too?
Now hear me, for I will stay no longer.
This you shall. However you shall think to flatter me for this offense, which no submission can ever mediate for, you'll find it so. Whatever you shall do by intercession, what you can offer, what your land can purchase, what all your friends or families can win, shall be but this: not to forswear your knowledge, but ever to forbear it. Now your will, sir.
Thou art the subtlest woman I think living, and I'm sure the lewdest. Now be still and mark me. Were I but any way addicted to the devil, I should now think I'd met a playfellow to profit by, and that way the most learned that ever taught to murmur. Tell me thou most poor, paltry, spiteful whore, do you cry? I'll make you roar before I leave.
Your pleasure.
Was it not sin enough, thou brooderer, full of the fall thou eat'st, thou Devil's broker, thou seminary of all sedition, thou sword of vengeance with thread hung o'er us, was it not sin enough? And wickedness in full abundance, was it not vexation to all points, Kepape? Nay, I shall pinch you thus, like a rotten rascal, to abuse the name of heaven, the tie of marriage, the honor of friends, the expectation of all, the thought, virtuous with rebellion, childish and base rebellion, but continuing. And forgiveness too, and worse, your mischief, and against him setting the hope of heaven by, and the dear reservation of his honor. Nothing above ground could have won to hate thee. Well, go thy ways.
Yes.
Here, you shall hear me out first. What punishment mayst thou deserve, thou fiend, thou idle thing of nothing, thou pulled primrose, that 2 hours after art a weed and withered? For this last flourish on me, I am one, selected out of all the husbands living to be so ridden by a tit of 10 pence. Am I so blind and bedrid? I was mad, and had the plague, and no man must come near me. I must be shut up, and my substance fizzled, and an old woman watch me.
Well, sir, well, you may well glory in it.
And when it comes to opening, 'tis my plot. I must undo myself forsooth. Dost hear me? If I should beat thee now, as much may be, dost thou not well deserve it? Oh, the conscience, dost thou not cry, beat me?
I defy you, and my last loving tears, farewell. The first stroke, the very first you give me, if you dare strike, try me, and you shall find it so forever, never to be recalled. I know you love me, mad till you have enjoyed me. I do turn utterly from you, and what man I meet first that has but spirit to deserve a favor, let him bear any shape, the worse the better, shall kill you and enjoy me. What I have said about your foolish sickness, ere you have me, as you would have me, you shall swear is certain, and challenge any man that dares deny it, and in all companies approve my actions. And so, farewell for this time.
If there be any witchcraft, herbs, or potions, saying my prayers backwards, fiends or fairies, that can again unlove me, I am made.
Mistress, you must do it.
Are the writings ready I told you of?
Yes, they are ready, but to what use I know not.
You're an ass. You must have all things construed.
Yes, and pierced too, or I find little pleasure.
Now you are knavish. Go to, fetch Roland hither presently. Your 20 pounds lies bleeding else. She is married within these 12 hours if we cross it not, and see the papers of one size.
I have ye.
And for disposing of them.
If I fail you, now I have found the way, use martial law, and cut my head off with the handsaw.
Well, sir. Petronius and Moroso I'll see sent for. About your business. Go.
I am gone.
Oh, Livia!
Who's that?
Friend of yours. Lord, how you look now, as if you had lost a carrick.
Oh, Bianca, I am the most undone, unhappy woman.
Be quiet, wench. Thou shalt be done, and done, and done, and double done, or all shall split for it. No more of these minced passions, they are mangy, and ease thee of nothing but a little wind, an apple will do more. Thou fear'st Moroso.
Even as I fear the gallows.
Keep thee there still. And you love Roland? Say.
If I say not, I am sure I lie.
What would thou give that woman, in spite of all his anger and thy fear, and all thy father's policy, that could clap ye within these 2 nights quietly into a bed together?
How?
Why, fairly. At half-sorted man and wife now. The red blood comes. I marry now the matter's changed.
Bianca, methinks you should not mock me.
Mock a pudding. I speak good, honest English and good meaning.
I should not be ungrateful to that woman.
I know thou wouldst not. Follow but my counsel, and if thou hast him not, despite of fortune, let me never know a good night more. You must be very sick of the instant.
Well, what follows?
Sickness, send for all your friends, your father and your fever old Moroso, and Roland shall be there too.
What of these?
Not twitter yet? Of this shall follow that which shall make thy heart leap, and thy lips venture as many kisses as the merchants do dollars in the East Indies. You shall know all, but first walk in and practice, pray be sick.
I do believe you, and I am sick.
Do to bed then, come. I'll send away your servants, post for your fool and father, and good fortune, as we mean honesty, now strike an upshot.
Nay, on my conscience, I have lost my money, but that's all one. I'll never more persuade you. I see you are resolute, and I commend you.
But did she send for me?
You dare believe me?
I cannot tell. You have your ways of profit, allowed you, Tranio, as well as I have avoided them, fear.
No, on my word, sir, I deal directly with you.
How now, fellow? Whither post there you so fast?
Oh, sir, my master. Pray, did you see my master?
Why your master?
Sir, his jewel.
With a gilded button?
My pretty mistress, Livia.
What of her?
Is fallen sick of the sudden.
How are the Sullens?
Oh, the sudden, sir, I say, very sick.
It seems she hath got a toothache with raw apples.
It seems you have got the headache. Well, fare you well, sir. You did not see my master.
Who told you so?
No, he did not see him.
Farewell, Blue Bottle. What should her sickness be?
For you, it may be.
Oh, yes, when my brains are out, I may believe it. Never before, I am sure. Yet I may see her. 'Twill be a point of honesty.
It will so.
It may be not, too. You would fain be fingering this old sin offering of 200 Tranio. How daintily and cunningly you drive me up like a deer in the toil, yet I may leap it. And what's the woodman then?
A loser by you. Speak, will you go or not? To me, 'tis equal.
Come, what goes less?
Nay, not a penny, Roland.
Shall I have liberty of conscience, which by interpretation is 10 kisses? Hang me if I affect her. Yet it may be. Oh, this whoreson manners will require a struggling of 2 or 20 or 30, by your lady.
By your lady, I'll require my wager then. For if you kiss so often and a kindness, I have lost my speculation. I'll allow you.
Speak like a gamester now.
It may be 2.
Under a dozen Tranio, there's no setting. You shall have 40 shillings. Wink at small faults. Say I take 20. Come, by all that's honest, I do it but to vex her.
I'll know by blows. If you can love her, do. If you can hate her, or any else that loves you.
Prithee, Tranio.
Why, farewell, £20. 'Twill not undo me. You have my resolution.
And your money, which since you are so stubborn, if I forfeit, make me a jackalent and a break shins for untagged points and compters. I'll go with you, but if thou getst a penny by the bargain, a parting kiss is lawful.
I allow it.
Knock out my brains with apples. Yet a bargain.
I tell you, I'll know bargains, win and wear it.
Thou art the strangest fellow.
That's all one.
Along then, £20 more if thou darest. I give her not a good word.
Not a penny.
Prithee, entreat her come. I will not trouble her. above a word or two. Ere I endure this life, and with a woman, an avowed one, to all the mischief she can lay upon me. I'll go to plow again. I'll eat leek porridge, begging of pleasures to not to be numbered. No, there be other countries, Jaques, for me, and other people, yea, and other women, if I have need. Here's money, and there's your ware, which is fair dealing. And the sun, they say, shines as warm there as here. Until I have lost either myself or her, I care not whether, nor which first.
Will your worship hear me?
And utterly out of the memory of such a curse as this, none of my nation shall ever know me more.
Out, alas, sir, what a strange way do you run?
Anyway, so I outrun this rascal.
Methinks now, if your good worship could but have the patience.
The patience? Why the patience?
Why, I'll tell you, could you but have the patience.
Well, the patience.
To laugh at all she does, or when she rails, to have a drum beaten at the top of the house to give the neighbors warning of her alarm, as I do when my wife rebels.
Thy wife? Thy wife's a pigeon to her, a mere slumber. The devil thinks not stiller.
Nor an iron mill.
Thy wife is certain.
That's false doctrine. You never read of a certain woman.
Thou knowest her way.
I should do, I am sure. I've ridden it night and day this 20 year.
But mine is such a drench of balderdash, such a strange-carded cunningness. The rainbow, when she hangs bent in heaven, sheds not her colors quicker and more than this deceitful woman weaves in her dyes of wickedness. What says she?
Nay, not a word, sir, but she pointed to me as though she meant to follow. Pray, sir, bear it even as you may. I need not teach your worship. The best men have their crosses. We are all mortal.
What ails the fellow?
And no doubt she may, sir.
What may she? Or what does she? Or what is she? Speak and be hanged.
She's mad, sir.
Heaven continue it.
Amen, if it be his pleasure.
How mad is she?
As mad as heart can wish, sir. She has dressed herself, saving your worship's reverence, just in the cut of one of those that multiply in the suburbs for single money, and is dirtily. If any speak to her, first she whistles, and then begins her compass with her fingers and points to what she would have.
What new way is this?
Ah, there came in Master Sophocles.
And what did Master Sophocles when he came in? Get my trunks ready, sir. I'll be gone straight.
Well, he's here to tell you. She's horn mad, Jaques.
Call you this a woman?
Yes, sir, she's a woman.
Sir, I doubt it.
I had thought you had make experience.
Yes, I did so, and almost with my life.
You rid too fast, sir.
Pray be not mistaken. By this hand, your wife's as chaste and honest as a virgin, for anything I know. 'Tis true she gave me a ring.
For rutting?
You are much deceived still. Believe me, I never kissed her since. And now, coming in visitation like a friend, I think she is mad, sir. Suddenly she started and snatched the ring away and drew her knife out. To what intent I know not.
Is this certain?
As I am here, sir.
I believe you honest. And pray continue so.
Oh, she comes.
Now, damsel, what will your beauty do if I forsake you? Do you deal by signs and tokens? As I guess, then you'll walk abroad this summer and catch captains, or hire a piece of the holy ground in the suburbs and keep a nest of nuns?
Oh, sir, do not stir her. You see in what a case she is?
She is dogged, and in a beastly case, I'm sure. I'll make her, if she have any tongue, yet tattle, Sophocles. Prithee, observe this woman seriously, and eye her well, and when thou hast done, but tell me, for thou hast understanding, in what case my sense was when I chose this thing.
I'll tell you, I have seen a sweeter.
100 times cry oysters. There's a poor beggar wench about Blackfriars, runs on her breech, maybe empress to her.
Nay, now you are too bitter.
Never a whit, sir. I'll tell thee, woman, for now I have a day to see thee, and all my wits about me, and I speak not out of passion, neither. Leave your mumping. I know you well enough. Now I would give 1,000,000, but to vex her. When I chose thee to make a bedfellow, I took more trouble than 20 terms can come to. Such a cause of such a title, and so everlasting that Adam's genealogy may be ended ere any law find thee. I took a leprosy, nay worse yet, a possession that had the devil with thee, if not more. And yet worse was a beast, and like a beast had my reward, a jade to fling my fortunes. For who that had but reason to distinguish the light from darkness, wine from water, hunger from full satiety, and fox from fern bush that would have made thee?
She is not so ill.
She's worse than I dare think of. She's so lewd. No court is strong enough to bear her cause. She has neither manners, honesty, behavior, wifehood, nor womanhood, nor any moral can force me to think she had a mother. Nor do I believe her steadfastly and know her to be a woman wolf by transmigration. Her first form was a ferret's underground. She kills the memories of men. Not yet.
Do you think she's sensible of this?
I care not. Be what she will. The pleasure I take in her, thus I blow off. The care I took to love her, like this point I untie, and thus I lose it. The husband I am to her, thus I sever. My vanity, farewell. Yet for you have been so near to me as to bear the name of wife. My unquenched charity shall tell you thus much, though you deserve it well. You shall not beg what I ordained your jointure, honestly. You shall have settled on you, and half my house and the other half shall be employed in prayers. That meritorious charge I'll be at also, yet to confirm you Christian. Your apparel, and what belongs to build up such a folly, keep, I beseech you. It infects our uses. Now I am for travel.
Now I love you. And now I see you are a man I'll talk to. And I forget your bitterness.
How now, man?
Oh, plenty if thou wilt ever be famous. Make but this woman all thy wonders.
Sure, sir. You have hit upon a happy course, a blessed, and what will make you virtuous?
She'll ship me.
A way of understanding I'd long wished for, and now 'tis come. Take heed you fly not back, sir. Methinks you look a new man to me, a man of excellence. And now I see some great design set in you. You may think now, so may most that know me, 'twere my part to weep your loss, to resist you, nay, hang about your neck like a and like a dotard, urge my strong tie upon you. But I love you, and all the world shall know it beyond woman, and more prefer the honor of your country, which chiefly you are born for, and may perfect the uses you may make of other nations, the ripening of your knowledge, conversation, the full ability and strength of judgment, than any private love or wanton kisses. Go, worthy man, and bring home understanding.
This were an excellent woman to breed schoolmen.
For if the merchant through unknown seas plough to get his wealth, then, dear sir, what must you to gather wisdom? Go, and go alone, only your noble mind for your companion. And if a woman may win credit with you, go far. Too far you cannot. Still the farther, the more experience finds you. And go sparing. 1 meal a week will serve you, and 1 suit through all your travels. For you'll find it certain the poorer and the baser you appear, the more you look through still.
Dost hear her?
Yes.
What would this woman do if she were suffered upon a new adventure?
Make us nothing. I wonder she writes not.
Then, when time and the fullness of occasion have new made you and squared you from a sot into a seigneur, or nearer from a jade into a courtier, come home an aged man, as did Ulysses, and I your glad Penelope.
That must have as many lovers as I languages. And what she does with one in the day, in the night, undo with another.
Much that way, sir, for in your absence, it must be my honor that must make me spoken of hereafter, to have temptations, and not little ones, daily and hourly offered me, and strongly, almost believed against me, to set off the faith and loyalty of her that loves you.
What shall I do?
Why, I would travel. Did you not mean so?
Alas, no. Nothing less, man. I did it but to try her, sir. She's the devil. And now I find it. For she drives me. I must go. Are my trunks down there and my horses ready?
Sir, and for your house, if you please to trust me with that you leave behind.
Bring down the money.
As I am able, and to my poor fortunes I'll govern as a widow. I shall long to hear of your well-doing and your profit. And when I hear not from you once a quarter, I'll wish you in the Indies or Cathay. Those our climes must make you.
How's the wind? She'll wish me out of the world, I know.
For France, 'tis very fair. Get you abroad tonight, sir, and lose no time. You know the tide stays no man. I have cold meats ready for you.
Fare thee well. Thou hast fooled me of the kingdom with a vengeance, and thou canst fool me in again.
Not I, sir. I love you better. Take your time and pleasure. I'll see you horsed.
I think thou wouldst see me hanged, too, were I but half as willing.
Anything that you think well of, I dare look upon.
You'll bear me to the land's end, Sophocles, and other of my friends, I hope.
Never doubt, sir. You cannot want companions for your good. I am sure you'll kiss me ere I go. I have business, and stay long here I must not.
Get thee going, for if thou tarriest but another dialogue, I'll kick thee to the chamber.
Fare you well, sir, and bear yourself, I do beseech you, once more, since you have undertaken doing wisely, manly, and worthily. 'Tis for my credit, and for those flying flames here of your follies, your gambols, and ill breeding of your youth, for which I understand you take this travel. Nothing should make me leave you else. I'll deal so like a wife that loves your reputation, and the most large addition of your credit, that those shall die. Now, if you want lemon waters or anything else to take the edge of the sea off, pray speak and be provided.
Now the devil that was your first good master shower his blessing upon ye all, into whose custody
I do commit your reformation, and so I leave you to your stilo novo.
I will go. Yet I will not. Once more, Sophocles, I'll put it to the test.
You had better go.
I will go then. Let's seek my father out and all my friends to see me fare aboard. Then women, if there's a storm at sea, worse than your tongues can make, and waves more broken than your dissembling faiths are. Let me feel nothing but tempest till they crack my keel.
Now, whether I deserve that blame you gave me, let all the world discern, sir.
If this motion, I mean this fair repentance of my daughter, spring from your good persuasion, as it seems so, I must confess I have spoke too boldly of you, and I repent.
The first touch was her own, taken no doubt from disobeying you. The second I put to her when I told her how good and yet free contrition. With free contrition, and you might be purchased. Loving woman, she heard me, and I thank her. Thought me worthy observing in this point. Yet all my counsel and comfort in this case could not so heal her, but that grief got his share too. And she sickened.
I am sorry she's so ill, yet glad her sickness has got so good a ground.
Here comes Moroso.
Ah, you are very welcome. Now you shall know your happiness.
I am glad on't. What makes this lady here?
A dish for you, sir. You'll thank me for hereafter.
True, Moroso. Go get you in and see your mistress.
She is sick, sir, but you may kiss her whole.
How?
Comfort her.
Why am I sent for, sir?
Will you in and see?
Maybe she needs confession.
By St. Mary, she shall have absolution then, and penance, but not above her carry.
Oh, get you in, fool.
Here comes the...
Now, Tranio, good evening to you too, and you are welcome.
Thank you.
Forever.
I have a certain daughter.
Would you had, sir?
No doubt you know her well.
No, never shall, sir. She is a woman, and the ways unto her are like the finding of a certain path after a deep fallen snow.
Well, that's by still. This daughter that I tell you of is fallen a little crop sick, and with the dangerous surfeit she took of your affection.
Mine, sir.
Yes, sir, or rather, as it seems, repenting, and there is she little lies within debating on't.
Well, sir.
I think 'twere well you would see her.
If you please, sir. I am not squeamish of my visitation.
But this I'll tell you, she is altered much. You'll find her now another Livia.
I have enough of the old, sir.
No more, fool. To look gay babies in your eyes, young Roland, and hang about your pretty neck.
I'm glad on it, and thank my fates I have escaped such execution.
And buss you till you blush again.
It's hard, sir. She must kiss shamefully ere I blush at it. I never was so boyish. Well, what follows?
She's mine now, as I please to settle her at my command, and where I please to plant her, only she would take a kind of farewell to you, and give you back a wandering vow or two you left in pawn, and 2 or 3 slight oaths she lent you too, she looks for.
She shall have them, with all my heart, sir, and if you like it better, a free release in writing.
No, that's the matter, and you from her you shall have another Roland, and then turn tail to tail, and pence be with you.
So be it. Your 20 pounds, sweet Tranio.
Will not do me, Roland.
Will not undo me, Roland. Do your worst.
Come. Shall we see her, sir?
There she says, you must bear manly, Roland, for her sickness has made her somewhat teatish.
Let her talk till her tongue ache, I care not. By this hand thou hast a handsome face, wench, and a body daintily mounted. Now I do feel 100 running directly from me, as I pissed it.
Pray drum softly, the least hurry, sir. Puts her to much impatience.
How is daughter?
Oh, very sick, very sick. Yet somewhat, because I hope a little light somber, because this good man has forgiven me. Pray set me higher, oh, my head.
Well done, wench.
Father, and all good people that shall hear me, Abused this man perniciously. Was never old man humbled so. I've scorned him and called him nasty names. I have spit at him, flung candles, ends, and beard, and called him Harrow. That must be dawn to all he does, contemned him. For methought then he was a beastly fellow. God, my side, a very beastly fellow, and gave it out. A cassock was a barge cloth, pawned to his predecessor by a scoffer. A man yet living, I gave him purging comfits at a great christening once, that spoiled his camlet breeches. That one night I strewed the strains with peas as he passed down, and the good gentleman, woe worth me for it, even with his reverent hand, his head of wisdom, told tooth and 20 stares, good and true, missed not a step, and as we say verbatim, fell to the bottom, broke his casting bottle, lost a fair toadstool and some 18 shillings, jumbled his joints together, had 2 stools, and translated all this violently did I, Livia, I alone, untaught.
Must forgive it.
Where's Bianca?
Cousin,
Give me drink.
there.
Oh my dismember, you and I must part. Come nearer, sir.
His reaches down.
Roland.
Okay, we skipped stuff. Where are we? Okay. Yes, and I'm ready to subscribe.
Sorry. I think I'm wrong.
Okay, back. Olivia's line, oh my dissembler, you and I must part. Come nearer,
Okay.
sir.
Oh my dissembler, you and I must part. Come nearer, sir.
I'm sorry for your sickness.
Be sorry for yourself, sir. You have wronged me, but I forgive you. Are the papers ready?
I have him here. Will it please you view him?
Yes.
Show the young man too. I know he's willing to shift his sails too. 'Tis for his more advancement. Alas, we might have begged one another. We are young both, and a world of children might have been left behind to curse our follies. We might have been undone, Bianca, had we married, undone forever. I confess I loved him. I care not who shall know it most eternally. At once, upon my conscience, he loved me. But farewell that. We must be wise at present. Love must not leave us to the world. Have you done?
Yes, and I'm ready to subscribe.
Pray stay then. Give me the papers. Let me peruse them. And so much time as many may afford a tear at our last parting.
Pray retire and leave her. I'll call you presently.
Come, gentlemen. The shower must fall.
Would I had never seen her.
Thou hast done, me wench.
Pray heaven it prove so.
There are other papers. When they come, begin you first, and let the rest subscribe hard by your side. Give him as little light as drapers do their wares.
Dis Mark Moroso, in what agony he was, and how he cried most when I abused him most.
That was but reason.
Oh, what a stinking thief is this! Though I was but to counterfeit, he made me directly sick indeed. Thames Street to him is mere pomander.
Let him be hanged.
Amen.
Lie you still. More to your business.
Call him in. Now, if there be a power that pities lovers, help now and hear my prayers.
Is she ready?
She has done her lamentations. Pray go to her.
Roland, come near me. Before you seal, give me your hand. Take it again and kiss me. This is the last acquaintance we must have. I wish you ever happy. There's the paper.
Pray stay a little.
Let me never live more. But I do begin to pity this young fellow. How heartily he weeps.
There's a pen and ink, sir.
Even here, I pray you, 'tis little emblem, how near you have been to me.
There.
As witnesses.
By any means to the book, son.
With all my heart.
You must deliver it.
There, Livia, and a better love light on thee. I can no more.
This you must be witness to.
We will.
Do you deliver it now?
Pray set me up. There, Roland. All thy old love back, and may a new to come exceed mine and be happy. I must no more.
Farewell.
A long farewell.
Leave her by any means, till this wild passion be off her head. Draw all the curtains close. A day hence you may see her. 'Twill be better. She is now for little company.
Pray tend her. I must to horse straight. You must needs along too to see my son abroad. Were but his wife as fit for pity as this wench, I were happy.
Time must do that too. Fare ye well. Tomorrow you shall receive a wife to quit your sorrow.
Way, sirs.
Must the great trunk go too?
Yes, and the hampers. Nay, be speedy, masters. He'll be at sea before us, else.
Oh, Jaques, what a most blessed turn hast thou!
I hope so.
To have the sea between thee and this woman, nothing can drown her tongue but a storm.
By your leave, we'll get us up to Paris with all speed. For on my soul, as far as Amiens she'll carry blank. Away to Lyon's quay and ship 'em presently.
I am holding.
We'll follow ye.
Now could I wish her in that trunk.
God,
Which
she's a
resulted
man.
in the
I'd rather have a
excision
bear
of
in't.
Yes, I'll tell ye. For in the
Follow.
passage, if a tempest take ye, as
Number
many
five,
do, and you lie
there's a
beating
chance
for
of
it, then,
beating
if it
for
pleased
it.
the fates, I would have the master out of a powerful providence to cry, lighten the ship of all hands, or we perish. Then this for one, as best spared, should by all means overboard presently.
Well, that condition, so we were certain to be rid of her. I would wish her with us. But believe me, Pedro, she would spoil the fishing on this coast forever. For none would keep her company but dogfish as currish as herself, or porpoises made to all fatal uses. The 2 fish streets, where she but once arrived
God.
amongst the whitings, would
That's-
sing
I-
a woeful
I think
miserere,
that's what happened.
Pedro, and mourn in poor John till
Right.
her memory were cast ashore again with a strong sea
you-
breach.
You know,
She would make God Neptune and his fire fork and all his demigods and
Yes, I
goddesses as weary of the Flemish Channel Pedro as ever boy was of the school. 'Tis certain, if she but made him fair and were well angered, she would break his godhead.
Oh, her tongue,
Rather her many tongues,
or rather strange tongues,
her lying tongue,
her lisping tongue,
her lone tongue,
her lawless tongue,
her loud tongue,
and her licorice.
many other tongues, and many stranger tongues than ever Babel had to tell his ruins were women raised withal, but never true one.
Home with your stuff again. The journey's ended.
What does your worship mean?
Your master. Oh, Petruchio. Oh, poor fellows.
Oh, Jaques.
Oh, your master's dead. His body's coming back. His wife, His devil, the grief of her,
Has killed him?
killed him. Killed him.
Is there no law to hang her?
Get ye in, and let her know her misery. I dare not, for fear impatience seize me, see her more. I must away again. Bid her for wifehood, for honesty, if she have any in her, even to avoid the shame that follows her. Cry if she can. Your weeping camel cannot mend it. The body will be here within this hour. So tell her, and all his friends to curse her. Oh, farewell, fellows.
Oh, Jaques!
My worthy master.
Oh, my most beastly mistress, hang her.
Split her.
Drown her directly.
Starve her.
Stink upon her.
Stone her to death. May all she eat be eggs till she run kicking mad for men.
And he, that man that gives her remedy, pray heaven he may even ipso facto lose his longings.
Let's go discharge ourselves. And he that serves her or speaks a good word of her from this hour, a sedgely curse light on him, which is Pedro. The fiend rides through him, booted and spurred with a sigh that is back.
Oh, what a dull ass was I to let her go thus. Upon my life, she loves me still. Well, paper, thou only monument of what I had, thou all the love now left me and now lost, let me kiss her hand. Yet take my leave of what I must leave ever. Farewell, Livia. Oh, bitter words. I'll read thee once again, then forsake study to forget ye. How's this? Let me look better on it. A contract? A contract, sealed and ratified, her father's hand set to it, and Moroso's. I do not dream, sure. Let me read it again. The same still, 'tis a contract.
'Tis so, Roland, and by the virtue of the same, you pay me £100 tomorrow.
Art sure, Tranio? We are both alive now.
Wonder not, ye have lost.
If this be true, I grant it.
'Tis most certain. There's a ring for you to it. You know it.
Yes.
When shall I have my money?
Stay ye. When shall I marry her?
Tonight.
Oh, take heed now. You do not trifle with me. If you do, you'll find more payment than your money comes to. Come, swear. I know I am a man and find I may deceive myself. Swear faithfully. Swear me directly. Am I Roland?
Yes.
Am I awake?
Ye are.
Am I in health?
As far as I conceive.
Was I with Livia?
You were, and had his contract.
And shall I enjoy her?
Yes, if you dare.
Oh, swear to all of these.
I will.
As thou art honest, as thou hast a conscience, as that may wring thee of if thou liest, all these to be no vision, but a truth and serious.
Then by my honesty and faith and conscience, all this is certain.
Let's remove our places. Swear it again.
By 'tis true.
Oh, I have lost then. And heaven knows I'm glad on it. Let's go and tell me all. And tell me how, for yet I am a pagan in it.
I have a priest too, and all shall come as even as two testers.
Set down the body, and one call her out. You are welcome to the last cast of your fortunes. There lies your husband, there your loving husband, there he that was Petruchio, too good for you. Your stubborn and unworthy way has killed him ere he could reach the sea. If you can weep, now you have cause, begin, and after death do something yet to the world you think to you honest. So many tears have saved him, shed in time. And as they are, so good mind go with them, yet they move compassion.
Pray ye all hear me, and judge me as I am, not as you covet. For that would make me yet more miserable. 'Tis true, I have cause to grieve, and mighty cause, and true and unfeignedly I weep it.
See, there's some good nature yet left in her.
But what's the cause? Mistake me not this man. As he is dead, I weep for it. Heaven defend it. I never was so childish. But his life, his poor, unmanly, wretched, foolish life, is that my full eyes pity? There's my mourning.
Dost thou not shame?
I do. And even to water, to think what this man was, to think how simple, how far below a man, how far from reason, from common understanding and all gentry. While he was living here, he did walk amongst us. He had a happy turn, he died. I'll tell you, these are the wants I weep for, not his person, but the memory of this man. Had he lived but 2 years longer and begot more follies than wealthy autumn flies. But let him rest. He was a fool, and farewell he. Not pitied, I mean in a way of life or action, by any understanding man that's honest, but only in his posterity, which I, out of the fear his ruins might outlive him in some bad issue, like a careful woman, like one indeed born only to preserve him, denied him means to raise.
Unbundle me, or I die indeed else. Oh, Maria, my unhappiness, my misery.
Go to him, whore. If he perish, I'll see thee hanged myself.
Why, Maria?
I have done my worst and have my end. Forgive me. From this hour, make me what you please. I have tamed ye, and now I am vowed your servant. Look not strangely, nor fear what I say to you. Dare you kiss me? Thus I begin my new love.
Once again.
With all my heart.
Once again, Maria. Oh, gentlemen, I know not where I am.
Get you to bed, then. There you'll quickly know, sir.
Ever no more of your old tricks?
Never, sir.
You shall not need, for as I have a faith, no cause shall give occasion.
As I am honest, and as I am a maid yet, all my life, from this hour since ye make so free profession, I dedicate in service to your pleasure.
Aye, Mary. This goes roundly off.
Oh, Jaques, get all the best meat may be bought for money, and let the hogshead blood. I am born again. Well, little England, when I see a husband of any other nation, stern or jealous, I'll wish him but a woman of thy breeding. And if he have not butter to thy bread, till thy teeth bleed, I'll never trust my travel.
What have we here?
Another Morris, sir, that you must pipe to.
A poor married couple desire an offering, sir.
Never frown at it. You cannot mend it now. There's your own hand. And yours, Moroso, to confirm the bargain.
My hand?
Or mine?
You'll find it so.
A trick! But A trick!
Yes, sir. We tricked you.
Father.
Hast thou lain with him? Speak!
Yes, truly, sir.
And hast thou done the deed, boy?
I have done, sir, that will serve the turn, I
A
think.
match, then. I'll be the maker up of this, Moroso. There's now no remedy, you see. Be willing. For be or not be, he must have the wench.
Since I am overreached, let's sit to dinner. And if I can, I'll drink it away.
That's well said.
Well, sirrah, you have played a trick. Look to it, and let me be a grandsire within 12 months, or by this hand I'll curtail half your fortunes.
Oh, there shall not want my labor, sir. Your money. Here's one has undertaken.
Well, I'll trust her, and glad I have so good a pawn.
I'll watch ye.
Let's in, and drink of all hands and be jovial. I have my colt again, and now she carries. Gentlemen, whoever marries next, let him be sure he keep to his text.
And curtain.
The tamer's tamed. But so, as nor the men can find one just cause to complain of, when they fitly do consider in their lives, they should not reign as tyrants o'er their wives. Nor can the women from this precedent insult or triumph, it being aptly meant to teach both sexes due equality, and as they stand bound to love mutually. If this effect, arising from a cause well laid and grounded, may deserve applause, we something more than hope our honest ends will keep the men, and women too, our friends.
Well done. Thank you. Thank you all so much. Yes, I saw Christina had to leave, but yeah, this is quite something. It's like, but it all ends happily after pretending to be dead. Really, the things.
Moroso has practically the same line that Gremio has about going into dinner.
Yeah. Right.
Yes, he just has he should have my cake is dough on both sides, right?
Yeah.
Are we off with the recording?
All right. So yes, that was John Fletcher, the Tamer Tamed, and just